Mercy as their primary healer, but on the side of Full Send, they're not running anything crazy. And so it looks like with that Lucio in their team comp, they're able to get to the site first, and they're taking this first engagement on the right side of the staircase here. And what are you more comfortable with, JJ? You want to do more color or more play-by-play?
I'll definitely do more color. Apologies once I get into the game. I'll get it going. But if you want to go just in between you and me, we'll see how it goes from there.
Got you, man. Well, so far, you know, it looks like 200 MG players were actually going to be taking this first cap. It was a little dicey at the beginning of that because Full Send did get to the point first, and so they had the initial damage boost, but that Mercy definitely doing a lot of healing per second, keeping all the players of 200 MG up and ready to go. And now it looks like Full Send is trying to take an engagement on the right side of the map here, walking up the staircase, not letting them abuse the high ground. Full Send going into the back line. Zoker with that Dragon Blade isn't able to find too much with it, but gets a pick onto Rampage, and suppose that is absolutely huge. Now Iron going in as well, is able to DMAC Chuck. Sinker able to pick up that last kill onto Flubby, and it looks pretty good for Full Send at this point. Axel, however, is able to get a kill onto Fitz, but it's really not going to be enough. You know, one pick onto Zenyatta near the end of a team fight is all right. Maybe stalling for some points now, but Full Send will be stabilizing and capping that. And it looks like 200 MG players are about 42% in. Hanging out, man. Hanging out.
Yeah. Apologies. Almost in. Almost
all good, bro. I thought you were in, so I was like, yeah, let me just create an opening real quick. But 200 MG players looking like they're taking the high ground this time, not taking the engagement from the hut. They got their Winston on the lower, but the Diva Bomb is going up there to try and clear them out. Flubby and Chuck are stuck up there. That's both the tanks and a healer, and it's kind of a very split fight, but it looks like all the picks are going over to Full Send. They're just more coordinated with their dive and, you know, really focused and concentrated that damage down. That's really what you got to do to find success, man. And success is all that they've been having after finally capping that point. Looks good, man. Chuck also has his ultimate, but I think he might be out of mech. Nah, he's good. They've got different colored ultimate indicators now, which is interesting, though. Full Send now on the high ground as well, trying to take some damn 200 MG players, trying to get onto the site. Flubby with that Transcendence, though he's not really healing much of anybody other than that Mercy. Kind of an interesting call there. Rampage using that tactical visor, able to pick up Fitz, but Full Send still on site, still capping it, and there's really no point presence from 200 MG players. They're wrapping around the left side now, getting a pick, demecking Iron. That could be huge, suppose, with a double res onto a Zen and a Soldier. Now they're going up the staircase, able to get the kill onto Zoker, rather. Rampage going huge, man. This is going to be big, and it looks like they're finally going to be able to cap it after getting all those picks. There you go. I was going to say I might have spoken too soon, but looks good instead. Have you joined us, sir?
Yeah, if I can get a quick invite.
Oh. And I was like, oh, look, he added me as a friend. That's so cute.
Yeah,
Well, here they are again. Full Send trying to re-engage on the left side. Getting a little confused, though, but Zoker going big with that Dragon Blade, trying to make something happen. Is able to pick up Rampage. Ooh, but nice right click from Flubby to take him out shortly afterwards. Flubby with the huge right click onto Azuma as well, landing 6 headshots, or like 5. I don't know how many comes out of that right click, but landing a lot of headshots in a row. Fantastically done. Fragyata going strong, and Fragyata on the other team as well, man. Fitz, D-Mech, and Chucks using that trance, keeping this team alive. It looks like Full Send are still contesting the point. However, their numbers are dwindling, and there goes Iron out of the mech, and Fitz gonna be killed as well. Badger now with the sound barrier. Not too sure why did you sound barrier a baby diva and a tracer, but that's all right. No problem there. 200 MG players getting the picks. Sinker now trying to create a window of opportunity, but he's not able to do it. 200 MG players will be taking that first round on Nepal. Pretty handily there. You know, it was a little back and forth. JJ, I think I did send that invite out. Were you able to get it?
No, I was not able to.
Oofies.
And the technical difficulties, but...
How did it sound? What did you think?
Honestly, but yeah, it did sound a little bit intense considering but not having actual visualization makes it a little bit hard to consider the possibilities. But I'm coming in, and I'll be able to analyze it as best as possible.
Yes, we're on the second point now here, so excellent. Yeah, lots of environmental kill potential, right? So we see a lot of Orisa, Roadhog, and Junkrat, of course, a staple on this map now. Staple on a lot of maps now, and they're running a mirror comp. So we got that classic Roadhog Orisa trying to pull off the edge. Nothing happening there. 2 Hulks going out. Oh God.
Yeah, Flubby just taking Flubby throwing the skill shots right off to the side. Soldier taken out immediately. They've got a little bit less power, but the Junkrat's doing well for him.
Oh my God, Zoker able to pick up Suppose with that just pipe and then sends the Tyrants to the back. That's both healers gone thanks to a Junkrat. I don't even understand.
Yeah, I mean, even though they were able to get the initial pick, Zoker's just pushing frags off to the back line. That's doing major work for him.
Yeah, he's not even a flanker, but still getting kills in the back line. That's absolutely ridiculous. Those Junkrat pipes, though, do bounce around for quite some time. Oh, not too crazy. We've seen crazier come out of Junkrats. Here they are coming out. Their 200 MG players are taking an interesting engagement. They're trying to regain control of the staircase, it looks like. Making up their mind, though, going on the right side now. Coming down the staircase directly onto site, and it looks like they'll continue to push into the right side, opting not to drop down onto the site, but push all the way through. So they're now behind the Orisa and the Roadhog of Full Send. Now the Orisa on the side of 200 MG players have swapped sides with Full Send, and they're basically doing the same thing from the opposite side. Flubby able to get the first pick onto Sinker, but that res doesn't come out right onto him. Whole Hog on the site, but Chuck able to get the hook, but Iron gets the kill back. Suppose with that double res here. But Sinker, Iron, and Zoker still getting picks. And, you know, other than Flubby for the side of 200 MG players, I can't say that I'm seeing a lot of damage coming out, man.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Full Send is just able to get pretty good, like, spots off to the side, just kind of moving around the map, getting the best possible defense positions. And Flubby is just being a really good flanker, being a really good sharpshooter, but it isn't enough to pierce through the amount of shields that these, or the amount of protection that these guys are able to put towards each other.
Absolutely, and they're having some problem trying to figure out what to do at this situation, because if they try to put that shield down, you know, Full Send is already set up. They're gonna lose that fight every time. And now, so they almost got really creative with that wraparound push around the left, but it didn't work out for them. Flubby gonna be using that trans now to just force his team onto the site, but Orisa's gonna be taken out so quickly. Now Zaxel with that tire was looking for the kill onto Orisa, but Izuma using that shift ability hardened up for just a second, and she's able to live. And it looks like Full Send, man, just resisting through that fight and out sustaining 200 MG players, making it a 1-1 on Nepal.
Yeah, and a little late there up until the end. I mean, Valkyrie was already up for Full Send, so even with the amount of frags that they were getting, 2 reses went pretty fast from, and just gave them the enough time that they needed to just complete the 100%.
Yeah, it like that, they just look like an entirely different team. 200 MG players looked almost lost at like they just didn't know what to do. Full Send also looked like a completely different team because they got that cap and they were not letting go whatsoever. Here on this third point though of Nepal, we're seeing pharmacies come out, which is pretty standard, I'd say, right, for this point.
Yeah, for the most part, but it looks like, okay, yeah, now the Mercy coming out for a 200 MG, and again a mirror comp for both of them.
That is indeed true. Flubby, however, actually will be sticking on to Zenyatta, and it looks like the Lucio Zenyatta is going to be the big difference here. So although Full Send do reach the higher ground just a little bit faster, there's no shield war to be winning, and just like that, 2 healers are down on each side, right? Really, Badger and Flubby going to be going down. Sinker demeching Chuck, and Full Send, man, popping off already, coordinating their dives so freaking well, man.
Yeah, agreed. Right now they're just able to tackle like every target very well, pushing them just back constantly, and I'm just having a little bit of errors here, but as far as I can see, like really good executions coming on their part.
Yeah, absolutely. And Zoker, man, he's communicating to the rest of his team who he's landing those huge damage boosted body shots on, and all they got to do is just, you know, clean up what's left. So pretty good dive they got going on here. I'm interested to see what 200 MG is going to really do. And it looks like they're going to be trying to take the fight directly to the site this time instead of letting Pharah just wreck them from the top. Now the fight is going down. Zokr, however, already wrecking their backline, is able to pick up both their supports. And man, what is the point of even continuing this team fight? Zokr is just hanging out by himself, uncontested. And Zaxel, man, maybe put some pressure on this Pharah, because you guys don't have a hit scan to be dealing with her. This is rough. Zokr and Fitz, man, they're just having a field day.
Yeah, I mean, Full Send is literally a really good ult advantage up until this point. They're getting really good frags off.
Absolutely, I agree. And now going into this next fight, though, 200 MG players are going to have 3 ultimates ready, and Flubby's sitting on that Transcendence and getting that kill onto Badger and Iron. This is the opening that they needed. Starting the fight off with 3 kills. Izuma able to return onto the healer, but that Rez gonna get him back up. And although Zokr's able to pick up Zenyatta, 200 MG players, man, that was all they needed. They just needed 1 or 2 opening kills to finally crack open that defense.
Yeah, and they've got a few ultimates holding onto them for that defense, but Full Send's already got, I believe, 4 lining up already for the next fight.
Yeah, that's gonna be absolutely nasty. Sinker, you know how fast Tracer pulse bombs build up too, you know, so like he's gonna have that in no time. Tracer already on site, drawing them towards it. Sound barrier going down, so the engage is coming out from Full Send, and they're going straight to the site as well. Iron is straight up chucks you know, behind and trying to get some damage down onto the site. Zaxel barraging onto the site. That's kind of interesting, but he's able to pick up his Zuma, and now the Diva bombs are exploding. Chuck is able to remech successfully, but the pulse bomb goes down onto him, takes him out, and the fight does continue. Full Send able to get couple picks. Izuma big onto the baby Diva, and they're popping off once again. Zokr and Sinker, man, finding the kills in unison every time. Fantastically done there.
Yeah, beautiful assault coming out on them. I mean, all ults were used from both teams there, but when it came out to Full Send, they did a 2-pronged attack, one from the front and Sinker from the back, and it just worked out perfectly for them.
Absolutely nice. Their macro positioning is very good. They move around the team like they move around the map rather like a cohesive unit. Iron gonna get the pulse bomb stuck onto him. He is a baby running for his life, has no parents, no one to love him. Zaxel is going around, gonna be shooting him down and sending him back into the womb. And it looks like 200 MG players, man, will be taking this recap if they're able to get down Zokr now.
Yeah, but Sinker's still doing demo. I mean, he's down.
Sinker does get taken out, but he's able to get that pulse down onto Jolf. Fitz almost makes it back, almost stalls it out for long enough, but 200 MG players are going to take it back with 99% on the board for Full Send. So all Full Send really has to do is cap it back once and hold it for a good, like, what, 5 seconds?
Yeah, and just make sure they're off the point, and with the ults that they're coming up with right now, they might get just enough for it.
Well, here they are now. Zokr positioning himself. Iron is very close to remeching. She's not even back in that. Oh god, this could be bad. She gets killed before remeching. That's gonna be huge. But Zokr able to pick up Zaxel with a nice shot. Suppose able to pick up Zaxel, though. This has got to be a disengagement from Full Send, and they got to try and retake this again, because if they let this fight stagger out, this could be the end of that first map for them.
Yeah, not a bad stagger, letting that Valkyrie just run itself out, but they are running on 5% here, and the Diva Bomb did not get anyone going into that.
Yeah, that was a hopeful one. Hopefully, she was hoping to get the Pharmacy with that, sending it into the air, but the Lucio on the side of Full Send, able to sound bury and get back down onto the site. The fighting is coming out. Fitz able to pick up Zokr again. Now there's a Diva Bomb on site, hoping to find something. Doesn't find anything. Absolutely unfortunate. Izuma very angry, able to pick up Flubby, and now they're dominating the site. Izuma just did a fantastic job of zoning everybody with that Primal Rage. Very well done. Sinker finding the finishing kill onto Jolf, and now they've got a hold, and there it is, man. First map of this best of 5 grand final is going to be going over to Full Send.
Yeah, I mean, just great work coming out of all of them individually. Every single one of them is almost doing everything by the book. Monkey hitting everyone on the ground. That's a little bit too hard to hit for those hit scans, getting all the priority targets. It's working out well for them, and in almost every single way, it looks like they're doing exactly what they need to do.
I definitely agree, and 200 MG players, man, could learn a little something about running a proper dive comp from Full Send. But you gotta give it to 200 MG players, right? They made it all the way up here with that comp, so maybe they'll pull it out in the next map. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled. Speaking of the next map, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be Junkertown. So,
Yes.
Yeah, Junkertown, man. Tell me how you feel about that.
Well, I mean, hopefully we're not going to be seeing mirror comms. So far, their mirror comms aren't working out too well for them. Maybe they need a little bit different strategy. Already holding the point maybe might work out for them, or having a much more chunkier type of comp that doesn't move as fast. Sadly, I did not see their previous games, but maybe their individual strengths need to come out with a different type of comp, and a payload map like Junkertown might be exactly what they need. Who knows?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, because I feel like trying to run a pharmacy dive against Full Send is not going to work, because their pharmacy dive is really good. So running a, like you said, running like a beefy death ball comp, something to deal with that Pharah constantly, but just beef up your team, I think that's what they need to go for, and I think that's what they will go for on Junkertown. But it's also very conducive to playing Widow and stuff, so great. My phone would try to recognize what I was saying. Great. Spoke to me.
Yeah, because as far as I can see, Full Send, I mean, individually they're doing very well, but at times they are a little separated. Sinker's on his own, hitting their backline. In the air, if they had maybe a very good hit 10 on 200 MG, it could be very easy to just make sure the Pharah is not being as annoying if they were running the dive against them. Just maybe tackling one problem at a time might help 200 MG, and who knows, maybe with the upcoming comps, they might solve that problem.
Yeah, speaking of the upcoming comps, man, what do you see on the side of 200 MG? Because I'm getting a little excited, but I don't want to raise my expectations of seeing a Widow and then not actually seeing a Widow, so that'd be sad.
We'll see. I've honestly seen double Widowmakers in Junkertown. One of the most horrible things, like attack against defense, but that won't be the case here. Considering that Azuma, they're going to be running a dive comp, it may be a little bit hard for Zaxel to get a pick off if they're just jumping straight in. If he knows those angles, who knows? He might be able to get the picks that he needs to push straight through the beginning of this map.
The potential is absolutely there. Zaxel on the Widowmaker now, set up in the right side of the spawn, but on the side of Full Send, they're running a very aggressive dive comp, and they're holding very aggressively, holding basically right outside the spawn doors. And now I don't think 200 MG was expecting that at all, because Jolf, he went straight to the payload and set up and was ready to go, man.
Yeah. Just taken down immediately, but Zaxel already getting 2 picks straight off against the Genji and against Sinker on Tracer.
And that's going to be the scary thing, man, because if you're running a dive that it's dependent on staying at the spawn doors, what's stopping Widow from just staying inside of her spawn and getting free shots on you? And that's exactly what happened, man. It's ridiculous. Zaxel now positioning around the left side, using as much of the map as he can, zoning off a large area. These long sight lines really coming into play now. Looks like Full Send will be walking up those stairs, taking the engagement right onto the payload. Very smart spot there to get on. You know, the walls are very close to the payload, so wow, that did not work out whatsoever in favor of Full Send.
It didn't. It looked like they were getting that window of opportunity with the D.Va, with the monkey shield, but it just didn't work out. They did the exact opposite. They put Orisa's shield, they put every type of heal on that Bastion, and it looks like they're going to be able to get an easy round 1.
That is absolutely hilarious. You know, Full Send, I definitely thought they had it in the bag there. Iron, like you mentioned, that D.Va and Winston were right on top of that Bastion, and they looked like they had the right angles and stuff too, but not working out. Bastion gonna be shredding them, and 200 MG players moving on to the second point of Junkertown. Already we see Roadhog taking some aggressive positioning, zoning out some space, but Full Send setting up in the window to try and stop their push here.
Yeah, Transcendus is up, so I think they're going to have a really good push coming out here with the Bastion.
Full Send in the back line now. Sinker already going all the way back, able to get a pick onto Flubby. Suppose, though, with that Valkyrie getting that double res and the Transcendence, like you mentioned, does come out, does not stop Sinker from picking up that Pulse Prime and kill onto Zaxel. Iron as well, man. Transcendence only heals for so much, doesn't protect you against burst damage, and that's exactly what they were able to do to get them off the cart. Very, very nicely done. Man, going into this next fight, though, like, I don't know. Do you think they should be sticking to the Bastion?
I mean, maybe. Well, Bastion does have his ultimate, so they might want to use that to their advantage. Just burst straight through not waste it. So at very least, I assume they're gonna try to use that in this fight. And
oh, there it is. He activates the tank form and gets instantly wrecked. Zoker gets one slash of his Dragon Blade down onto him, and Fitz able to finish off that kill. Very, very nicely done, and very unfortunate for that Bastion. Now Full Send, man, just going on the absolute aggressive, able to finish out those kills, and this is not looking good.
yeah, and there's the initial switch. Rampage already switching straight to Soldier. Looks like he really did want to get advantage of that, but it went straight to 0% right when he activated it, so might as well switch to another hit scan.
God, that change frustrates me so much sometimes, man. Sometimes I'll throw out a pulse bomb and it'll disappear, and it's like, oh, oof, why? Full Send, though, looking for the second engagement, trying to time this properly. Winston going in deep, Izuma by himself, but Iron and Badger following up, Sound Barrier going down, and now Fitz the Zenyatta stuck in an engagement with the Widowmaker. Widowmaker in the back line of Full Send now. Fitz hopping into the fight with that Transcendence, trying to keep his tanks alive. Badger, Iron, Fitz, this triple Q of death. God, they're able to get the kills. Very mobile comp right there, mobile 3-sack. Wreaking havoc. Did you see that? That was nuts. Here's Azuma now, positioned back on the high ground, up on the bridge, just sitting.
And stuff, but I'm sorry, I think I'm lagging out. But yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear what you said before that either. I think you might be. But Iron able to pick up a kill onto Jolt to start off this fight. Chuck is using his whole hog, but not able to find any sort of kills with it. He turns around, tries to get Iron off his backline, but you know, the defense matrix such as eats everything up. Now 200 MG players down to 2 players back on this cart. Jolf is going to get killed. A bad stagger at that point, and Tracer, man, can be just adding more seconds to that respawn timer.
Yeah, I mean, I was just to reiterate. I mean, it seems like when it comes to 200 MG, certain players are able to work together very well. But when it comes to Full Send, it feels like every single player is just working very well together coming into like these fights.
Absolutely. 200 MG now foregoing any sort of teamwork. They're just like, hey guys, let's just walk to the point, let's give it a shot, and it's working. It's working better than their other pushes so far. Chuck looking for a kill. Zaxel able to find it down onto Badger with that pulse bomb, and now he's got his eyes onto the Zenyatta Sinker and Zaxel now tied in some good action. But 200 MG players do have the opening that they've been looking for so long.
Yeah, a little bit of time pushed ahead, but either way, a completion is a completion. Looks like they're gonna get round 2. Actually, there might be, yep. Oh, the Tracer Bomb did miss, though, but definitely a contestant.
Yeah, contest coming out from Azuma. Winston able to land on the site, but I'm not sure how much longer he's able to live. Sinker makes it back, and Dragon Blade coming out from Zoker. He's looking for big action, able to find 2. That is absolutely huge. Now he's looking for a 3rd, doing damage, but not able to get kills through that Transcendence. Iron now is holding on to that Diva Bomb, sends it up in the air, and there's no shields on the side of 200 MG except for that Winston shield. Eats that bomb right up. That'll be the end of that. Rampage going to be going down as well, and kills going back and forth. Full Send not looking good. Izuma and that Tracer still alive, doing work, able to get down Flubby, coordinating their damage there. And you know, if they didn't have that teamwork right at that moment, would not be able to get that kill. But 200 MG, man, moving on.
Yeah, and that Diva Bomb helped them so much. It just cleared the point for the payload to just move that little inch that it needed to complete that round. If not for that, they might have had an extra contest there up to round 2.
Absolutely. It was looking kind of shaky. Izuma and the Tracer able to land, but they will continue to push. Sinker's able to pick up a kill onto Zaxel. This is kind of a good skirmish in favor of Full Send, because if they can get a good amount of kills right now, I definitely think they should go on the aggressive. Then they can regain control and stagger the enemy team. But the Valk is going to be coming up from 200 MG and the Angry Monkey, so they're going on the aggressive instead. Rampage using that attack visor in the backline isn't able to find anything. He's shooting this Primal Rage to Zuma, but you know that's 1,000 health. Why would you waste your ult on an ulting monkey? I don't know. Both trances coming out on the site. Not a lot of kills though. Iron able to pick up 1 with that Diva Bomb into the backline. Rampage returning, but Badger getting that res, and the kills are going in favor of Full Send as the kill feed lights up blue. Axel, man, still alive in the backline. Finally makes it out pretty safely.
Yeah, and I mean, just literally like really good picks coming out from Full Send. There was good ults coming out from 200 MG. The really fast diva ult coming out from Chuck, the contestant, taking out Zoker, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, you know, it was so close, and I think Rampage, if he saved that visor for something, maybe he could have had something, but that is not the case. As the engagement goes down onto the site, Zaxel is in a skirmish on the higher ground with the Mercy rather, and he's going very, very deep alone. That was extremely dangerous. Zoker able to pick up Jolf, Chuck picking up his Zuma and demecking Iron. Chuck going huge with the double kill with that bomb. Sinker, however, equalizing, getting that kill onto Mercy. Zoker getting the second healer, and that's gonna be it for round 1 on Junkertown. Only pushing, well, not only, that's kind of a good push. 2 points, 60 something meters. Not terrible.
I'm sorry. Yeah, agreed. It was just it was kind of still maybe 3 live. They could have probably maybe contested the point a little bit longer, but they were kept away for just a second. But still, yeah, like you're saying, a really good push. At the very least, they got it to round 3. A pretty significant way to push. It still gives Full Send the chance to snowball straight through and beat out this map as quick as possible, but it also gives a chance for 200 MG to defend as best as they can.
I'm expecting now from 200 MG. Oh, it looks like they are going to be playing a Widow on defense. So, like, you know, you were mentioning earlier, usually you see, well, more often than not, you'll see like a Widow on attack and on defense. It's just because those lines of sight are just ridiculous. And now Zaxel, he had a little bit of a success with that Widowmaker in the first round on attack. I want to say for a little bit of the first point, but going into the second and thirds, it's really, really tough to try and make it work with a good dive. I don't know. I don't know how much success he's going to find on this, but we'll have to see. It looks like they're going to be running a Protect the President comp on the attack here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're saying, the first round is literally a beautiful sight lines for a Widowmaker. Longest range, she can clearly take a really good power position without being within range of the dive comps, and that's the best thing against these guys, because clearly Full Send is going to, for the most part, seem to be running dive comps into most of the, and it seems that they're running into that as a problem, but with this current composition, it looks like they're kind of taking it from the book of 200 MG.
The book of Isaiah. Zaxel repositioning now, coming back to the bridge, and this is where he's going to be running into a couple problems. As Widowmaker, he's trying to shoot through that barrier, but there's an Orisa and a Reinhardt, so this is probably the worst comp for Zaxel to really make any sort of use of his long range. And now, wow, the Orisa hold able to pull off 3 members of 200 MG onto the lower ground, and that is huge. Where that Bastion just absolutely tears them apart. And now this payload wrapping around the right corner. Bastion still set up on the site. Sinker able to pick up Flubby, but gets hooked off. And Suppose able to get that res down onto Flubby. That's going to be huge. Full Send looking very weak now as that Rhine shield is dropping down low. Here they are coming onto the site. Izuma still pushing up. Zoker repositioning his shield. They're running a triple tank comp. Gotta keep that present alive. Zaxel able to get Fitz. That Riptire coming out onto the site, not finding anything. Does a little bit of damage to that Reinhardt, but nothing too crazy. Zoker, though, still living, still standing. He's remembering the Alamo. Badger able to pick him up, picks up Izuma as well. That's double the shield, but the President is missing. Izuma ferrying Sinker to the payload. Fitz popping that Coalescence. Gonna be doing lots of healing, lots of damage. This is gonna be very, very hard to stop. Chuck pushing onto the site, trying to use his body as a shield. What a tank, what a man, what a guy. 200 MG though, filling up the kill feed with their deaths. Looks like a couple comp switches coming out from 200 MG players. Zaxel going to be swapping off that Widowmaker, trying to deal with the triple tank now. Might have been a little too soon though. Sinker is going to be swapping off as well. No more triple tank, no more Protect the President. This has got to be my favorite comp of all time, I'm not going to lie. Zoker on this Pharah and Sinker on Widow. Pharah Widow is just like, oh, when I see it, I'm like, oh my god. It's absolutely fantastic. Hopefully they'll be able to demonstrate, but I'm excited. Sinker already going big with the pick onto Mercy. Both Mercies are down, however. Rampage able to pick up Sinker with the Helix Rocket, and Full Send is going to keep pushing. Fitz is still alive. Zuma's still on the site. Rampage is on the high ground above the site, though, and I think that's going to... Yeah. No problem. Full Send pushing this payload now. Looks like 200 MGs trying to reset for an engagement here. Jolf popping that supercharger very early. His shield's gonna go down. Supercharger standing there naked, no damage going down onto it. Stalling for time though. Jolf doing a very good job. Fitz using that coalescence in the backline to position herself safely, but still be able to do damage. Iron able to pick up Jolf, and unfortunately Sinker gonna be going down to that D.Va bomb. That's what happens when you have him in midair, man. Couple picks coming out. Full Send though, keeping it even mostly. Flubby using that trans, getting to the rest of his team. That'll be it. Full Send are gonna have to reset here. Oh, especially with Sinker and Zoker going down there. That is a big no-no. Going into the next one though, Sinker had a couple good opportunities, but that's the last part of that second point is very hard. The way it curves towards the end, Widow doesn't really have such a great sight line. And I'm glad to see that he's swapped off now. Onto that Tracer is Zuma's on Winston. Iron is on D.Va. Zoker back on Roadhog. Running that triple tank once again to try and just beef through this little chunk here. Izuma taking control of the high ground with Iron. Both of them trying to do some damage to this ulting soldier, but he was pocketed and he still lives. Rampage doing a very good job of controlling the high ground, but is forced off of it by Sinker. And now Full Send trying to make their engagement onto the payload itself, but the D.Va bomb is coming out from Iron. Not able to find anything. Azuma and Sinker getting 2 kills back to back. That's going to be huge onto the Mercy, but Rampage, man, still alive, still doing damage. You got to take care of that Soldier 76 at some point or another. Look at him, keeping his distance, playing safe, just doing damage, man. Staying alive is the name of the game, is Soldier 76, and Rampage got that in the bag. Full Send not trying to take any extra damage, playing that wall, trying to peek lines of sight that they know they can make advantage of. Izuma demeching D.Va early. Sinker trying to go for the kill on her and deciding to leave her so that she's useless for longer. Izuma going on the engagement now, but if they want to try and have any sort of chance of really taking this point, they've got to deal with Rampage on Soldier 76 on that high ground. Sinker realizes that too, tries to go back up there, but it's just too much with him on the healing pad. Now Rampage has got that tac visor. He's trying to use it to find a kill onto Izuma. Izuma playing that bow fantastically, able to get that kill down onto him, and this is the opening Full Send need. And as soon as I say that, of course, Full Send die. Izuma gets picked off by Chuck. Those blasters doing lots of damage at close range. Fitz trancing onto the site while Jolf is primal raging. Probably have to stay alive. Fitz gonna be killed now by that Dragon Blade onto Zaxel. Zaxel with the second kill onto Sinker, and now he's looking for a third. He's caught up in engagement with Zoker, and he comes out victorious out of that pit. Zaxel now looking for Mercy, looking for Zenyatta. D.Va bomb going down onto the site. Chuck not able to find anybody. Fight still going here. 30 seconds remaining on the clock for Full Send. They're not looking very strong, man. I don't know who I'm talking to, but because
yeah, the audience, honestly, man, I am completely going out. But I mean, as far as I can tell, hopefully Full Send can finish that push, or rather 200 MG hold them off.
Yeah, no, I hope Full Send can do something here, because they look strong, but not able to crack this defense. They're looking for the engagement now. They don't particularly have any strong ults. Badger does have his Valkyrie ready. That D.Va bomb will be ready, and Zoker with that Dragon Blade looking to make some magic happen. Goes down onto Trance, but that, I mean, goes down onto Zenyatta, but that Trance comes out. Still able to pick up Chuck through it with that 1/slash onto Rampage. Now with the help of Iron, fantastically done. Able to focus him down, kill him before that visor finds anything. Full Send getting the team kill. Able to push through the second point and on to the third one.
Awesome.
This is they're in kind of a good spot. They've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left on the clock. Full Send. Zoker looks like he's going to be swapping off onto Roadhog, running a triple tank again. Sinker is on Soldier 76. Almost has his ult up. Zaxel, that was a nutty headshot and slide through. That was fantastic. 200 MG players looking fantastic now. Able to retake this, but, you know, they don't have the spawn advantage, but this is a good... Like, the chokes, the hallways, make very good chokes. So 200 MG players in quite a good spot. Did you get the invite, by the way?
Yes, I did, and I am in. And right now, it looks like for 200 MG, they've got a good stack coming when it comes to the ultimates they need to maybe defend, but hopefully that D.Va Bomb doesn't provide any form of problem for them. They are contesting pretty well, though.
Yeah, D.Va Bomb does go out. Hopefully it doesn't provide any problem, and it's not going to get any kills. Zaxel using that Dragon Blade in an enclosed room gets Trance. Duck able to find 2. That is huge. These things should not be happening. Zaxel now right-clicking Badger to the face, and that'll be the end of that. Full Send able to pick up 2 kills, but that's not going to be anywhere near enough. And now Azuma's got his Primal Rage. He's got to be the guy to contest until overtime and take it. I mean, he's got to get on the cart and take it into overtime because he's the only one that's going to be really able to with that Primal Rage. He's making his way down. He gets onto it. 1,000 health is getting melted so very fast, though. Holy Jesus. He's able to do it, though. The rest of his team makes it onto the site. 200 MG players popping a trance of their own as Full Send try to come down that staircase, but Joel body blocking. It somehow lets Tinker onto that, but that's going to be pretty much it for the push of Full Send, man. 200 MG player is going to be taking Junkertown straight out from under them, and it'll be tied up 1-1 in this best of 5 grand finals.
Man, what a beauty, man. Literally just the little bits of ults that are helping him, and I gotta give it props to Chuck, man. He's been really showing off his D.Va plays in this map.
Yeah, somehow always able to get like 1 or 2 with those D.Va bombs, even though it doesn't look like it should be possible. Nice one clip into Zaxel's head. Very, very nice. Iron finishing out that match with 48 kills and 64% kill participation, so pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Now it is 1-1, as I've mentioned, and it looks like we'll be going to our 3rd map of this series, and it's going to be Ilios. So some more King of the Hill. And now, JJ Skywalker. We've seen some King of the Hill, right? And we saw Full Send pull out the victory from 200 MG players. Do you think they're going to do it again? JJ Skywalker?
Oh, who knows? Maybe this was 200 MG's warm-up match. Maybe it's exactly what they needed to just pull up exactly what they need, pull up their pants if it were to the point that they need to beat Full Send. But maybe Full Send, this is their best iteration. I mean, in most types of Koth maps, dive just works. You got to get to the point as fast as you can. A dive comp has exactly what you need to get to any form of attack you need, anywhere you need to be, any form of priority target, and it doesn't seem to be working very well for 200 MG. Either way, I mean, we're seeing Chuck do some amazing things with his ultimates. We're seeing, I believe it was Flubby on his Zenyatta. He's doing some amazing hit scan work in the backline. And Zaxel, I mean, clearly he's an amazing Widowmaker. So again, maybe it's the warm-up match. So I honestly do not know what we'll be seeing here on this Ilios.
Definitely. And, you know, you mentioned it. We've seen a lot of them on the side of 200 MG players pop off. What we really need to see from them now, though, is this consistent play. And, you know, like you mentioned, dive is the name of the game on King of the Hill maps, on control points, because that's all you got to do. There's no payload to sit around and defend, you know what I mean? And it's, like, what I'm really excited to see, too, is the Widow matchup that's going to happen between, whatchamacallit, Zoker and Zaxel, or Sinker and Zaxel, rather, because there's that, the Ruins map of Ilios. You know that one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's the longest range.
Yeah, dude,
the sidelines are amazing.
I know. It's going to be good. They have people who can play Pharah. They have the potential to run different team comps. And Full Send, we've been seeing them do this a lot, that triple tank. So I like that these two teams aren't just ingrained into dive. You know what I mean? They have capabilities. So that's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, for the most part, we didn't see their pharmacy this match, so maybe that'll be the switch that Full Send needs going into the next maps, or maybe not. Maybe Zax will be able to pull off his hit scan so well that Pharah is just not going to be a thing that they're going to want to be running into these maps.
Yeah, we'll have to see if Zaxel left any PTSD memories into the brains of the members of Full Send, because you know, you can't play fair into Jim Vasco's Widow. So let's see if he left the same mark, because I don't think so, but let's see. Looks like Chuck, I mean, a member of 200 MG Players is restarting momentarily. We will be shortly heading into the game. Very, very shortly. 1-1, man. Best of 5. They've got to win 3 to win, right? Looking at the map pool, what do we got for the rest of the night? So we got Ilios now.
And then Anubis right after.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And then Lijiang Tower. Okay. That's not bad. There's Anubis, and if there's a really dominant Widow, Ilios and Anubis is what you want. I'm not sure if they have anybody that's particularly fond of it, so I don't know if it'll actually be coming out on Ilios. And I'm really hoping Badger sticks to playing Torbjorn with that Orisa. That'd be fantastic. Has a pro team ever run Torb on a King of the Hill map?
Oh, yes. And it's
Really?
a beauty to see, yeah.
What?
Actually, no, I've seen it run on Horizon Lunar Colony. I think
Oh, yeah.
Excelsior might have run it.
Yeah, Horizon. Horizon, that makes sense. The first and second points. That map is something. I could go on for days about that map.
Yeah. And I think it was a run and attack too. It wasn't even a defense.
Oh God. Attack Torb. I'm glad I'm glad I'm not seeing that flare up in my comp games, because people have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
see the pros.
I honestly, until I saw it used for the first time, I was very surprised. I was like, a tab Torb working? Wow. I never thought I'd see the day.
That's crazy. Well, here it is. Here we are on Ilios. And it looks like a pharmacy gonna be coming out from Full Send. What in the world? That damage boosted rockets going straight down the gullet. Gonna be taking out Rampage very early on. Supposes Resurrection on a 30-second cooldown now, man. This is already an opening. Full Send can go hyper aggressive if they wanted to. If they wanted to.
Yeah, agreed. They're just kind of going into the trenches at this point, off into the little shrine. Wow.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Chuck not having his game right now, I suppose.
Absolutely not. He just kind of flew around and then went down into the pit. Full Send, though, getting the picks onto the leader, onto the board, onto the kill feed. Flubby able to pick up Sinker. Fitz getting that res down onto Sinker. Joel falling off the map as well, man. Full Send coming out on top in this fight. And
I mean, res down, Chuck down. It was kind of many people down at that point.
Yeah, it didn't look too bright to start off. Going into this next fight, though, 200 MG players are in kind of a good spot. You know, Zaxel's very close to having that pulse bomb, and Suppose will have that Valkyrie. They could aggressively use it and try to get on that point, but we'll have to see what they decide to. Zoker is sitting on a barrage as well.
Yeah, but Suppose is also sitting on a Valkyrie, so we'll see.
Joel positioned on the high ground now, trying to get behind Orisa and Roadhog, but this is not where you want to be as a squishy, I was going to say marsupial, but monkeys aren't marsupials. Flubby on this point, he's the front line for his team. Him and Rampage, man, their tanks are gone. And they're trying their best to put up some sort of fight, but, you know, Flubby's just going to get harassed by Sinker, and he'll be going down. 200 MG players need to regroup and rethink this strat just a little bit.
Yeah, and with the Valkyrie wasted, it wasn't a very neat thing. And right now, in the backline, Jolfi trying to get as much damage as I can. I suppose with the 2D composition, it's kind of hard for them to do anything with people going into those skylines.
I definitely think that's a very good thing to bring up. A 2D composition without that Genji, without that Pharah, without even a Widow, you don't have anybody to make them look up. And so it's just a field day for Full Send. Jolf getting dropped into the pit, just shifts right back on out of it. He's a monkey with incredible leaping capabilities. That sound barrier going down from Full Send. Izuma, man, hasn't been moved from this corner since the beginning of the game. Like, this is his home. And now he's dead.
Yeah, no, his home's been raided. Yeah.
Yeah. The FBI came. They want their goods. Wow, 200 MG players, man, able to find the picks, and it was sloppy, but they did it.
Yeah, they were not having a good time. Ults were wasted. I will say that much. And as you said, Azuma was in his home, but it got raided, taken down with the extra Discord on top of it. Really helped out with all the damage coming towards him, and sloppy, but it got the job done.
Yeah, finally getting that focus down, man. Here comes 200 MG players. Jolf going straight to the backline. Zaxel going huge with that pulse swim. Well-coordinated dive, but Jolfie is going to be going down to that barrage. Iron able to DMAC Chuck, and man, Flubby is still fragging out time after time, and now he's quite low. This Pharah, this could be her opening. She has to get into the fight. That tac visor from the soldier is down. Wow. Able to get the one shot onto Chuck. That baby diva is going to be going down. Zoker looking for some long range damage, trying not to die while his mercy's away though. Smart idea, smart man. Re-engaging now, slowly but surely. Zuma makes his way towards the front lines.
Yeah, if they time it right, Flubby can use his Transcendence to get a really good defense all the way to 99, but if Sinker gets a good Tracer Bomb, it might not look too well for them, but he is down, so...
Yeah, but Flubby is down too. That is huge. On the side of Full Send, they're able to get 3 picks. After getting that Zen, they're able to pick up the Mercy shortly after. That is going to be absolutely gigantic. Now, Jolfie is trying to stall for percentage points, but, you know, you can only stall for so long. Zaxel trying to run around as well, dropping very low, able to get picked up by Sinker, and now a Transcendence from the side of 200. Oh my god, that was huge. Gets the halt into the pit, gets both the support and the tank. That is absolutely huge. Rampage now in main by himself, has no healing pod. He's going to be going down very shortly.
Yeah, and this is not a place they want to lose. They need to contest, and they need to get that overtime rights.
Yeah, they are able to take it, but that sound barrier coming out from Full Send is just going to ensure that they're not going to be able to get any kills, man. Well, they might have an opening here, actually. They've got 4 people on the site.
And Zaxel's, yeah, and still has that Tracer Bomb getting frags off.
Zaxel able to pick up 2, able to... What in the world? Oh, see, this is what I mean. I can never tell when they're going to win a fight, because they start off losing the fight, and then something happens, and then they win the fight.
Yeah, one person just gets really good, and then all of a sudden everyone just kind of panics at some point. Targets begin to go down and they get good. I mean, right now, maybe Full Send Wave would show them a return in that form, but they've already got 2 picks so far.
Yeah, not looking good for Full Send whatsoever. They hop onto the site to try and contest, but, you know, that's just going to be the stagger down. And, man, this might be the map going towards 200 milligram players.
Yeah, I mean, props. I mean, they saved it. Like, I completely agree with what you said before. Let it be copy pasted so many times. Sloppy, but it worked. And if you can bring it back, if you can, even though your foundation has been destroyed, like Azuma's house just broken down, yeah, but you can pick it back up, it works out. And if it wins games,
we
go ahead.
Build our nation. What? No, I mean, that was honestly super impressive. You know, like you said, Full Send was set up for victory, and I don't know what happened. And 200 milligrams is not the first time they did that. They did it in the map previously, and you know, maybe that's their strat. They hustle the other team. They make you think you're gonna win, and then they win. We're gonna have to see how this works out for them. Coming out into the second map of Ilios, they're gonna be running the same comp on the side of 200 milligram players, and the same comp running on the side of Full Send, sticking to that pharmacy.
Yes, agreed. And they've got the Lucio over them rather than Flubby on Zenyatta.
Mm-hmm. A little more speed, a little more utility. Chuck able to pick up 2 though. Already going huge, and Chuck, man, What a player. He's looking for a third one now, able to get that Baby D.Va as well, looking for a kill onto this Tracer, and that's just going to be easy money. 200 MG players, man, taking this first cap over Full Send pretty convincingly, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, even with the speed on their side, the moment their Mercy went down, the sustain just wasn't on their end. It's taking out every single player after that point without the mechanical play going on their end. But with Zaxel down, that might be exactly what they need, less damage. Gonna coming out of 200 MG here.
Yeah, this could be. They won't have that annoyance in their back line that's so ever-present. Chuck does get stuck. Chuck gets stuck. Ha! But he will not go down. He gets demeched shortly after, however. Rampage from the high ground. Still raining hell, but just not enough damage coming out. Like you mentioned, with Sinker down, man. That is a lot of their... just a lot of turning around power that they're missing out on.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it was a little bit of a downer. Zaxel trying to get as much as he can, went down there at the end and lost the point. Still, 30%, and they're already here contesting the point, so they might be able to contest it before they get a percentage over them.
That is very true. 37% is no laughing matters. 200 MG players taking control of this high ground, zoning them out, zoning Full Send out of their spawn building, basically. And now Jolfie taking an engage onto site, jumping straight on. D.Va Bomb, however, is going to be going onto site as well, able to pick up Flubby. 200 MG players looking for some sort of value. Jolfie is forced to use his Primal Rage as he gets knocked off the side, suppose, able to pick up Flubby as well. And now it looks like 200 MG players are making their way onto the site. That Transcendence doing a very good job keeping lots of people alive. I think that was a very, very well-timed support ult, and I think that might be it for them.
Yeah, it looked like they were going for the congestion. Badger holding on to that sound barrier. I'm imagining he might have tried to use it to maybe contest the point a little bit extra, but just didn't come through. Either way, they're just going percentage to percentage, taking over the point. This time, almost very balanced in their attacks.
Absolutely. Very, very neck and neck in the past couple of minutes here. Now the engagement's coming out from Full Send, a very hard engagement. That's a sound barrier onto the site. They're taking the fight all the way. Transcendence coming out as well from the side of Fitz, but Full Send already picking up two, and now Chuck is on the site. He's going to be using that D.Va Bomb, forcing everybody off of it. Sinker, man, not able to make his escape, will be going down. And Chuck, still alive somehow, almost unloads all of his missiles into Fitz's face. And it looks like Full Send, man. Picks are going their way again. And it's just like been a story of ultimates almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's the aggressiveness, the I don't know how to say, the determination every single attack in these forms. They've literally gotten both teams getting the maximum out of their attacks. Defenses, not so much, but the attacks, beautiful on both ends.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Both teams on the attack are fantastic at attacking, repositioning, focusing targets. Now the engagement's coming out on the high ground. Sinker's able to open up the kills with a pick onto Zaxel. Jolf returning with a pick onto Zoker. It's pretty big, but not gigantic. Iron is going to be demecking Chuck, and you know, without Chuck, what do you do in your life? Jolfie is on the point. He's very angry, trying to make someone listen to him, but no one is hearing his calls. Full Send, man, getting the kills that they need time after time.
I mean, good stuff coming out of Full Send. I mean, like I said, their defense isn't doing well, so why defend when you can just attack the enemy team before they attack you?
Dude, defensive dive at its prime. Here they come. 200 MG players trying to make a desperate rush for the point. Zaxel trying to run on. Winston does touch the point just very briefly, even if so, but he will be taken out. Flubby. What?
No, that's horrible.
Just barely doesn't make it. That's what feels bad, man. But valiant attempt from 200 MG players on that second point of Ilios. It's going to be going over to Full Send, and we're tied up. Now we're on the ruins, man.
And I think we can officially say that 200 MG, that was definitely their warm-up match. They definitely have some good stuff coming out on Koth.
Oh, yeah, dude. They're completely different players. They're warmed up. They're ready to go. This is going to be sweet. I'm definitely excited to see who's going to take this tiebreaker. And already, seeing a little interesting things going on. Got Zaxel on the Widowmaker and no Widowmaker on the side of Full Send.
Feels bad, man.
Interesting. But, you know, they've got Genji instead of the Widowmaker. And they've got Mercy instead of Lucio. We're gonna have to see how this one plays out. Let's take a quick look over at Zaxel's cam, looking for a couple body shots onto Winston. They call him the body shot king in some parts of the world. Almost gets a deflect into the brain. That would not have been good for business, but able to pick up Fitz. Starting off this fight pretty good. Zoker going down shortly after. Very nice. Zaxel, 2 kills to his name, and that's a third going to Jolf. A third going to Zaxel. Very, very nicely done. 200 MG players making cakewalk out of the situation.
Yeah, backline completely demolished by Zaxel, and their front line is just kept alive by both Suppos and Flubby with those heals. It's much better than the Lucio and Zenyatta on there, and it looks like Badger will be switching to Mercy just to maybe mitigate that healing advantage, I suppose.
Finally get some pressure down onto that Widowmaker as well. Sinker going to be making that swap and is already finding value. Jolf tries to jump up there, but he gets stuck on the ramp. That's unfortunate. And man, that is absolutely all that 200 MG, Full Send needed to regain control of this point. Just that Widowmaker pressure. Absolutely ridiculous. Just 2 tanks remaining from the side of 200 MG players. Chuck is going to be going down, and the cap will be coming out at 37% to favor of Full Send.
Yeah, big surprise, honestly, and Zaxel already contesting at the front line, hitting Azuma as best as he can. They're probably going to be looking for vision here, and then after that, we're going to be seeing some sniper wars coming out.
Yeah, here we go. Zaxel able to pop those wall hacks, looking for some picks onto Sinker. Sinker using the noise of Widowmaker's shots to figure out where she is exactly, but the dive is going to be coming out onto the Widowmaker right now as Sinker's getting smacked around as the rest of 200 MG players get picks all around the map, using the most out of that Widow ultimate. Fantastically done, but 200 MG players will be capping it back with 32% in Full Send's name, so taking it up slowly. They're almost at 50 now.
And the trench war coming out of these guys. I mean, the word hustle came up, and I completely agree. I mean, they're literally fighting for small percentages here. The monkey ult, not used for power, but for distraction, and it worked out perfectly for them.
Yeah, going into this next fight though, Sinker's starting things off with those wall hacks. I don't know why I spoke like a British man for a second there. And they've got 5 ults on the side of Full Send, but Sinker's gonna be getting dove on very early on in the fight. He gets rezzed. So there's still some more pressure on Zaxel, and Zaxel will be going down shortly after. Dragon Blade coming out from Zoker, able to find one, doesn't find the kill and drops down to 5 health. He's very, very close to dying. This is not a good spot, but Full Send somehow able to cap that in the midst of the chaos. Fantastically done here. Rampage and Jolf still finding kills, man, but Zoker making it work, still alive on this site. Back to full health, looking for a pick onto Oh my god! Holy, did you see that?
Yeah.
He left click and all 3 shurikens hit him, and he shifted through him too. Oh, that was nice. I gotta clip that one for sure.
Yeah, it looked like 200 MG. They're using the power of their dive to just go in immediately. But as for Full Send, they're going for territory. They went immediately for the point, and it helped them out. The enemies came to them, and they did what they needed to do.
Absolutely. Pulse Bomb going down now onto Iron. Going to be demacking him. That's already big. Zuma is down as well. That's a lot of their pressure gone. All of their pressure gone. Zaxel's got pretty much free reign as long as he can land this shot onto Sinker and still help his team. Zoker going to be going down as well. Sinker looking for the pick on to Zaxel. Oh, the other way rather. Zaxel looking for the pick onto Sinker. Unable to find it. Playing quite aggressive here. This is an interesting position to be in. But, oh! Finds the angle onto Sinker. I guess that's all he was going for, and he will be backing on up. 200 MG players, man, still holding quite aggressively on the right side. Zoker now popping that up, but the map will be over. 200 MG players taken. Map number 3. 2-1 now in favor of 200 MG players in the best of 5 grand finals so far.
I do not envy these players. I imagine each of them, their hearts must be racing. There must be pits in their stomach with the amount of work they're putting out here.
I can only imagine, man, just watching these games and just seeing, okay, one team goes up 10%, another team goes up 10%. Like, that's ridiculous. Sometimes, more often than not, you'll get these rolls. You get 99 to zeros and then a cap again, but 10% differences capping this many times in a match, ridiculous. Their stress levels have got to be off the... And so we are going into our 4th match which will be on Temple of Drawnubius, my favorite. I don't definitely we're gonna see some good Widowmaker play coming back up. We are going to be going to a short break. Is that? I think. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're gonna go to a very, very, very short break. It's gonna be a minute or so. We will be right back. Thank you guys for watching, and definitely stay tuned as we finish out this best of 5 grand final. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the competitive Overwatch Premier Grand Final. I'm still your boy, Jim Basco. Casting with me today is the infamous, the famous JJ Skywalker.
How's it going, everybody?
We left you guys last week on Dragon Ball Z at 2-1 in favor of 200 MG players. They had just taken Ilios over Full Send, and now we're on the fourth map. This is going to be Temple of Anubis, everybody's favorite. JJ Skywalker, what do you expect?
Torbjorn. I'm kidding. No. If there's gonna be Widow plays, it's gonna be here, man. I suppose. I honestly don't know. That Ilios map was just so beautiful. It's like you said, like just the fact that it was never just a snowball. It was always 10%, 10%. I don't know how that's going to translate to Anubis. It's almost not possible in a way with the respawns. I mean, once you get to point 2, it's going to be all in favor of defense. Sometimes, who knows? It depends on whoever has the ult advantage, who can execute better. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Zaxel's already pulling out his Widowmaker, so maybe we'll be seeing a lot of frag type plays to start off, and if they're able to snowball it up to the end, who knows? Yeah. But the attacks on both teams are going well, so maybe the attacks are going to look great.
I'm just curious because, like, okay, I was going to ask because Zoker, okay, so he's swapping between this Rein and Tracer, and I kind of understand both, but they're on defense. I mean, they're on the attack. You know what I mean? So it's like that Rein on attack would be good. Okay, counters the enemy Widow, so you can kind of have some space to walk through the arch, get to point, but they're still primarily running a dive comp, and they're running a dive comp on the defense. Now, where they're going to be holding for this dive comp, I don't exactly know. It just looks like they'll be playing out of the line of sight of the Widow.
Yeah, it'll be hard a little bit to tackle an enemy Widow with such a small version of the dive comp, I suppose. But looks like they're going to be going straight for the point.
Wow, yeah, they just rushed the point. Badger using that speed boost, and they're on the site, forcing that dive to them. And this is beautiful. Sinker now, since the rest of his team is in the face of the enemy, well, the other team, Full Send, you know, they have this advantage. Sinker has this open line of sight from the arch onto the point. Fantastically done, and Azuma and Iron already getting all the picks that they need. That was an impressive play coming out from Full Send.
Yeah, and a really good distraction coming out on their end. I mean, Zaxel was able to get off the pick for the enemy Widowmaker, but Sinker got a really good amount of time to get really good frags coming out. So on their end, yeah, amazing attack.
Yeah, no, you got to give it to them for that. That was sweet. Sinker now going to be switching off of that Widowmaker, and on the defense, rather, they've got the Sombra, Reaper, and Tracer. Sombra, though, already going to be going down. That is not good for business whatsoever. You want to try and build up that EMP with those health packs, man, but you can't do that if you're dead. He's sitting only at 14% health. 200 MG lose their Mercy as well. This is looking dicey. Full Send getting the couple picks, Fitz using that Coalescence, able to pick up Zaxel on Reaper, and Chuck with that Diva Bomb, man. Able to find Sinker, but nothing much else is happening. Badger hanging around side, Jolf on the site trying to create some space from his team, but Full Send are aggressive, zoning out Jolf off of his own site. Get your own house. They're going to be putting an end to his nonsense very soon. Zaxel Wraith forming on site as well, trying to make some sort of hope, find a new window of opportunity. Jolf can be popping that tribal rage, rather, Jesus Christ. Flubby EMPing, not really finding too much though. Fitz gonna be able to find the pick onto Suppose. The sound barrier goes down, and they're just kind of sloppy here, Full Send, but they're able to get the pick every single time. Just the stagger now coming out. Classic Temple of Anubis here.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give it to Full Send on their sustain. They've just kept going, even on the case of 200 MG. Already on the second Chevron, or rather, point, and they're still going with this sustain.
Yeah, they have not had any problems. And man, Fitz, this is the second ult he's had this team fight. And I say this team fight loosely because this team fight's been going on for quite some time now. And picks still coming out in favor of Full Send, even though it looked like that fight was going to go over to 200 MG, and Zaxel just uppercutting off the point for just a quick second there is going to be enough for them to cap both points. 5 minutes and 24 seconds still left on the clock.
I mean, textbook Anubis play. I mean, to start off, it was very Numbani-esque for their attack. I mean, just go straight in, go for a small little corner that we can contest, and then just spread out from there as an initial distraction. Went very well for them, and then from there it was just all the sustain, the Lucio play, the Moira play, the constant amount of healing that just came out from them, including the damage, was just perfect. It worked out, and at the very least, I can say that their attack went well. Hopefully they can put up a good defense. If not, we might see the exact same thing coming out from 200 MG.
Yeah, hopefully they can put up a good defense. You know, it's interesting, like, Lucio play, I'm starting to see way less of now that, you know, Mercy's back in the meta. Moira's good now, too. Like, everything is changing. Lucio's not a 99% pick rate champ, but, you know, Full Send still opting to run that Lucio, and on their attack, like you mentioned, it was just so nice seeing them speed boost and just run through main straight onto the point. They made it such a cakewalk, and, you know, without that Lucio, you don't have that mobility. So the way that 200 MG players is forcing them to play this, the way they're forcing them, how do I say that? The way they're forcing themselves to play this is that they have to get picks, or else they're not going to be able to push through. They don't have that mobility. They don't have a lot of anything. They've got an Orisa and a Widow, so this is going to be a little tough for them, but I think they might be able to do it.
Yeah, agreed. And because they couldn't get it, just the general amount of AoE heals was able to sustain the entire team, and you can see that as a problem, but it could also be something that they could fix really quick coming into this fight.
Absolutely. We're going to have to see what they end up really doing. Zaxel not going to be playing that Widow on attack here, instead opting for Genji, and it's a classic dive comp with Suppose on Mercy. Now the dive is coming onto the point. That's just Tracer touching and then recalling. Rampage still in the backline, but is going to have his recall down for the next couple of seconds. The engagement tries to come out on the high ground, but Jolf misses that jump and isn't able to land it. Sinker, capitalizing on that mistake, is able to pick up on Flubby. Jolf still finding Zoker, though, and Azuma's pushing them off of the site. Both the tanks from the side of 200 MG get a little split up, but somehow it's working out in their favor, man. The healers from the side of Full Send getting a little distracted by the good-looking tanks on site and just getting wrecked. Azuma now on the back foot, and that's going to be disengagement coming from Fitz as they try to recontest this for some time now.
Yeah, nice and slow. I mean, even when they were sandwiched, they were able to push forward and just succeed after that. Bring in Flubby Black. Flubby's already died twice so far, but even after that, they're contesting right now, and it's working out very well for them.
Is working out indeed, and now they're making the push forward. 200 MG players, but they haven't capped the site just yet. Zaxel getting a little overconfident there, but the push will be coming out onto this objective B now. They've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining to try and cap the Suppose has his Valk in hand. Zaxel's gonna have his ult. EMP going down from Fitz. It might have been a desperation one there, because I don't see any sort of kills coming out in favor of Full Send. And as I say that, Sinker able to pick up a kill onto Rampage. Zaxel, however, popping off with that Dragon Blade. Absolutely huge. Able to pick up 3 200 MG players already on the site. Now they just got to get rid of this Sombra that's invisible.
And not anymore. She goes down. Already Monkey already putting his ultimate forward, and they're running on really good ult here. Hopefully Flubby doesn't go down fast, but with that Transcendence, it's going to work out very well to force the sustain war on them.
Definitely. Jolf using that Primal Rage for as long as he could. Transcendence being popped on the side of 200 milligram players. Jolf zoning out the flankers, doing a fantastic job keeping this Genji in his sights, if you will. Going to be dropping very low, though. He needs heals. Full Send rather, looking very strong now, focusing the tanks first, got the healers shortly after, and finished out with both the DPS. Classic prioritization, and it worked out fine for this case.
Yeah, the moment the healers just went down, there was nothing. There was no way that contention was going to keep going. So finally, some traction, and sadly on 200 MG's part, they're not going to get the time advantage, but they still have a good chance to push, get a good push coming in here. They've got 2 ults coming, and the defense doesn't have much to show for that in ult-wise, sorry.
Absolutely. On the defense, they've only got that defensive EMP, and Sinker going to be building up his pulse bomb as well. The EMP does come out, but no engagement shortly after. Rampage demacking Iron. That's not how you want to start this fight. How you do want to start this fight is with Fitz picking that kill up onto Suppose. Zoker looking like a kill onto Jolf. It's pretty tied up at this moment. Full Send, however, looking good as they finish out that fight. And, you know, it's good on 200 MG players that they're able to recognize, hey, losing that fight, let's just reset. Rampage lets himself get killed. instead of wasting time. Smart moves. All they have to do is cap that last tick and they'll have the second point now, but easier said than done.
Yeah, ults were wasted though, so that is a little bit of problem coming out that they do have Valkyrie, they do have Genji Blade, but now Full Send is getting their ultimates.
Here comes aggressive Valkyrie coming out from the side of 200 MG players, and they're trying to make something happen, not finding any pigs though, doing a good job of sticking together. Rampage getting the stick on a Badger while he was on the wall. Zoker, however, returning with the kill onto the Lucio as well. Suppose able to get that res down onto Flubby, and now picks are going in favor of 200 MG players. This is the opportunity that they were waiting for sure.
Yeah, that Valkyrie helped them. Sorry, the Valkyrie helped them out very much there, healing it up all the way into the end. And Tetchin's gonna keep going. Hopefully they don't lose their supports this time.
Hopefully, and you know, they've got to do their best to peel for them as long as they can. Sound barrier going down to keep them up, but EMP gonna be coming out, negating that sound barrier entirely. Fantastically done by Fitz. I'm impressed that he was able to get that EMP back up again. Now Full Send have a second breath of life breathed into them. Chuck as a baby is messing up Fitz, man. Holy Jesus, you don't want that to happen. 200 MG players though resetting now as Zoker picks up a kill onto Rampage, finds a kill onto Chuck, and the rest of the kills come out onto the side of 200 MG players. Full Send restabilizing here. 3 minutes on the clock for 200 MG.
Yeah, the only way I can see them getting out of this is using their ultimates to the best of their ability, but the story keeps getting replayed for them. The moment they lose their supports, the fight seems to be over just immediately.
That is absolutely true. It's just they haven't been able to peel for the supports as well as Full Send have been able to. Now Zoker already looking for an engagement onto the supports of 200 MG, is able to find one, and Suppose on that Mercy is already down as well. That's not what they want at all. And you know, you brought it up like 10 seconds ago, man. What do you think they've got to change to try and cap this last point?
I mean, they've already switched Zaxel to Reaper, maybe to have a little bit more burst. Maybe they have to do the same thing to the enemy team, make sure that their supports are out of the way. But who knows, maybe they just need to frag a little bit harder. I think if they gain their ultimates fast enough in these 2 minutes, use them to the best of their advantage, it might be exactly what they need.
Hopefully they're able to heed your words of advice. That Valk is coming in. It's very aggressive, opening up this fight with the power boost. Zoker on Zaxel. He's landing a couple of good headshots. Chuck's able to find the kill onto Badger. 2 picks going in favor of 200 MG. Sinker able to find that 3rd kill. Suppose equalizing things here. It's a 1-to-1 situation. Not too bad for the side of Full Send. It looks like they're stabilizing as well. Izuma, though, is going to be going down as soon as he Primal Rage. Gets that 1000 HP taken out quite quickly. 200 MG, though, still struggling on the side, not able to really find the finishing blows onto Fitz. Namely, he's just been running around that health pack for so long, and he's almost got his 2nd EMP of this fight. Zoker almost had a Dragon Blade too. They're ready to re-engage this, and oh my god, Zaxel going huge, able to pick up 3. That just might be the opening that they needed. It was looking very bleak for them. Joel able to pick up the last kill onto Zoker, and Badger going to be going down. That might be the last tick. Able to finally pick up the 2nd round, the 2nd part of Anubis, rather.
Yeah, that was a little scary coming up into the end. I mean, he was literally holding on to the Beyblade very, very late. I was like, why isn't it being popped? But the moment he did, 3 people were on top of him, and they were gone. They disappeared. And yeah, I mean, it worked out. That's exactly what I was hoping for them. They did have that area of that sweet spot where every person had somewhere around 50% for ultimates. So going into a good fight, they were going to gain ultimates during that fight, and they ended up using almost every single one in it.
And like you said, I was just watching, waiting that on that Beyblade. I was just like, where is it? Come on, I hope he finds some value out of it. And you know, he found the right window. He opened it. He jumped out. Worked. That's it. Took them quite a lot longer though than Full Send did. Full Send does have 5 minutes and 24 seconds left on the clock, as opposed to 1 minute and 16 seconds on the side of 200 MG. So that's gonna be kind of rough.
Definitely, but I mean, coming into this fight, maybe they finally see exactly what they need. Who knows? They will be attacking first here, so they've already got that, I suppose, feeling in their guts. They know exactly what's got to go down, and it looks like they're going to be pulling out a Junkrat rather than a Reaper.
Ooh, not messing around this time. Pulling out the Trash Rat. grouped up very tightly. They'll be speed boosting down main, and it looks like they'll be going up the right side, trying to go up the staircase, maintain that high ground control. But Fitz is positioned very well, able to get some good damage into their backline. But it looks like 200mg successfully take the high ground control. That was very, very well done from them. Now Full Send rotating off of the site and trying to recontest from the high ground, but that range is not in their favor. They don't have that range damage. They're taking the fight up onto the high ground. It's dropping low though. The favor is going in favor of 200mg as they maintain their advantage with that large amount of damage coming out of Zaxel on Junkrat.
Yeah, and it's hard to be. I mean, you don't want to pin a Junkrat to a corner because the amount of damage that's going to come through is going to be ridiculous. Running a dive into it is going to be a little bit hard. Their contestation on the point is beautiful. They've got the foundation they need, and their supports are doing very well. So it looks like it's going to be exactly what they need to contest this point, but they're not going to have extra time on top of this, so they need to get it as fast as they can.
They gotta hustle. They've got 10 seconds basically after capping that. 40 seconds now to cap this second point, and you know, 1 minute and 18 seconds left on the clock. They're able to do it. I'm not too sure they can have the same success. Junkrat can't get the high ground on this one, man, but they do have quite a lot of ults. Rampage using that Attack Visor to start things off, unable to find any picks with it just yet, but gets Zoker with that right click just as he was Dragon Blading. That's going to be absolutely huge. Badger is sitting on his sound barrier, unable to pop it before he goes down. Izuma's going to have his Angry Monkey as soon as he comes back. Zoker swapping off of that Genji onto Reaper to try to stall at that point for as long as humanly possible. Dolph's got his whole hog in hand, but he's making his way back to the site. Chuck has that Diva Bomb. He's gonna be waiting on it too. Gonna be using that on the site now, zoning everybody off of it momentarily. Gets the ulting monkey.
Wow.
And they cap the point. What? I was not expecting them to just leave entirely.
Like,
big monk-ass indeed there.
the amount of work that Zaxel was able to put out on Junkrat was really good. Like, coming off to the beginning, I mean, he was able to, even though he was EMP'd, he got his ultimate right at the end. He contested for a little bit, got everyone to look at him for a moment, and then he put himself in a vulnerable position. Through his Junkrat tire, they jumped him, and he used it in a way where he didn't die, but he killed everyone else. Put his Junkrat trap so that the dive couldn't do anything when they went in and they would get trapped. It just worked out so beautifully.
Yeah, no, that really did work out almost too well for them. That was just like the lining up of the stars or something. That was crazy. Able to find that second point, man, with 1 minute and 18 seconds on the clock to begin with. So now full send, 5 minutes and 24 seconds. They've got quite a lot to live up to.
Yeah, but they know it's coming out. They know they're going to see a hard sustain war. They know that when they had lost their supports, it was horrible. So maybe they're going to turn that around on full send and demolish their supports in return. They did kind of tease the Moira there, but I don't think they're going to be going for it in this round. And we'll see if they remember how full send attacked.
It looks like full send's going to be running that triple tank. Lucio with Sinker on Widow. Once again, they're going to be going straight down main onto the point, but they're not going to let Widow have that free ground this time. Chuck is right on her with the help of Zaxel. However, the dive from full send is coming out onto the site. They're messing up just a little bit, letting Iron go up onto the high ground by himself, drawing the fight now back. So the point is the right idea, and full send look like they've got what they want. However, Chuck will be taken out. Sinker in another part of the map. Zaxel demacking Iron now. Not looking too good for full send, but they're still alive, still sustaining. Izuma able to pick up Zaxel. Fantastic. Flubby on that Lucio, not playing Zenyatta anymore. Finding a kill onto Zoker, and man, that's got to be a disengage or something. You've got all the time in the world. 4 minutes and 30 seconds of this. D.Va is still behind them. Iron's getting staggered badly. This is not good for business, but time is not of the essence. They can relax.
Yeah, it didn't look... It felt like it almost was going to work for them. It was really good for them to contest the Widowmaker at the beginning, but the heals are just not enough right now for full send. The damage is going out really well for 200 MG.
Yeah, Moira doing her best, but not able to sustain everyone. Now the sound barrier coming out from the side of 200 MG. Flubby pushing up, trying to keep that Moira off of his back. Zoker using that whole hog kind of interestingly defensively in the archway of his own spawn.
I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with it, but you know, it happened. Sinker now does have his wall hacks ready to go, so he's going to be looking for some good positioning, but he pops it as soon as Chuck gets on his case. Now Azuma and Iron are helping out their Widowmaker, and they're making their way back to the site. That was a fantastic way to play that. Azuma, I mean, that Diva Bomb coming out from Iron, trying to create some space for the team Soundberry as well as they get onto the site itself, but Zaxel popping that Dragon Blade, looking for a kill onto the support, is able to find it onto Badger, looking for a kill now onto Winston, isn't able to find it before Azuma pops that Primal Rage, and he will be handling that situation privately. Sinker picking up a kill onto Jolf. But man, they're just not getting enough picks to really get this cap.
Yeah, I mean, right now 200mg using their ults reactively and beautifully, and it's just not working out for Full Send. Every time they use an ultimate, it's not going in their favor either way. They do have the foundation here, but right now 200mg has the sustain to be able to hold it off.
Absolutely, just really not looking too strong for Full Send, and Chuck remeching kills Iron. That's a feels bad, man, for sure. And Sinker's just not being, he's not being contested at all, but he's not getting those frags that he needs to be as Widowmaker.
Yeah, he might want to consider maybe a form of switch. He doesn't seem to be, I mean, the targets are very low HP. He's not going against a tanky team. If he can't take out the Genji, can't take out the Mercy, it's not working out very well in that case.
Yeah, trying for an aerial shot there. Zuma taking the high ground from Chuck. Sinker positioning himself at a good angle. Zaxel looking for the engagement though onto Sinker, and Sinker looks like he'll just be running away, not even trying to fight Zaxel whatsoever. Oh, the Zoker with the Night Soak, able to pull Rampage off of the high ground. That's going to be absolutely huge, because without that D.Va fly up, she's not going to be able to do too much. The fight is coming out on the site. Full Send, however, grouped up as 4. They're not looking so good. Azuma able to pick up Flubby. Fitz going down. That's one healer for one healer. Tactical Visor coming up from the doorway. Rampage. Azuma able to pick up Jolf. Sinker still waiting at the archway. He's getting a little pressure down onto him now, but he's still not hitting these shots. Missing a couple. Is able to find a headshot onto Zaxel as he's Dragon Blading. That is absolutely huge. Gets the pick onto Suppose on that Mercy in the archway. That fantastically done. Sinker not finding a lot of kills earlier, but picking up his steam now, picking up the slack. Good job. They're able to get the cap with 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, and they, I mean, literally 200mg almost putting them in the same position that they were in, except with maybe like 30 seconds over. Either way, awesome contest. Somewhere on 3 minutes.
Yeah, that was quite a long time. They had 5 minutes and something when they started. That's just ridiculous. Now on the defense, Flubby is on that Sombra. They're running a Lucio. So no main healer, surprisingly enough. This could be bad for their sustain game, but they do have the spawn advantage. Excuse me, Full Send on the attack. Are going aggressive. Iron able to pick up Suppose with that D.Va Bomb. Starting off this fight without any of their healers. That is not going to be good for business. Flubby is down as well. This is unfortunate for 200mg. Full Send doing a fantastic job of getting these frags. Tactical Visor coming out from the right side from Rampage. Unable to find anything as that D.Va Matrix and ulting Monkey will take care of him. Put him to nap. Rampage, though, able to pick up Zoker. Triple tank comp, man, not beefy enough. They're just tearing through it. 200mg having no problem. In the back line, Sinker's still trying to make something happen. He's weaving in and out of this back room on the site, but really not able to find that many kills.
Yeah, it was just hard. I mean, they had literally no ultimates to work with 200mg on their defense, and yet they were able to work it out very well just with bobbing and weaving off the point. Now they have the ultimates to defend, and it's going to be very hard for Full Send to be able to take this point.
Absolutely, man. I just... well, okay, so they've got a little bit of an opening here. Badger is going to be sound burying Sinker into the backline with that pulse bomb. Is able to stick it onto Rampage. That is absolutely huge. However, Flubby and Joel do have their ults respectively. That's the EMP coming out from Flubby on Sombra. Sound barrier going down as well simultaneously. That is a huge engagement now. Joel still is holding on to this Primal Rage as well. They've got this fight in the bag. Stand game in the bag. Maps in the bag. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the third map going to 200mg players.
Yeah.
That's the BO5, 200mg players, man. Making a comeback after getting eliminated by Full Send 2-0 yesterday. Making a comeback 3-1, 200mg players taking this first best of 5. And, you know, being a double elimination bracket, that does mean there's going to be a reset. So we're going to be seeing another best of 5. on the same channel.
Amazing. I mean, I gotta give it props to those guys. They had another day, and I can only assume they practiced in that time, or they really sat down and realized exactly what they need to do, because what they're pulling out here is way different from what we saw in the first map, and I imagine it's way different from what they was seen yesterday.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Full Send. I mean, yeah, Full Send able to take 2 maps off of them yesterday, and 0 points to the side of 200 MG. Clearly not the case today, as 200 MG did take that first grand final, and now, you know, it's double elimination for those of you just joining us. It resets the bracket, so it's almost like that never happened. We're just gonna do this whole thing again. Here we go. Not sure if the maps have been chosen for that one just yet. Yes, so we will be taking a very small break as we get that draft set up for you guys. If you guys have been enjoying, definitely leave a follow for the page. Softlock is awesome. My name is still Basco, and this is still JJ Skywalker.
Yeah, and
yeah, and we've been having a blast casting this so far, and action continues. Catch us in another, I would say, 5 to 10 minutes, probably shorter, but see you soon. What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is still Jim Basco, and this is still my boy, JJ Skywalker.
How's it going, everybody?
We are back. This is the second grand final of tonight, and yesterday's competitive Overwatch Premier Monthly Tournament. December 2017 grand finals, and we just saw 200MG players, the team, take it a 3-1 victory over Full Send in our last best of 5. And being a double elimination bracket, there was a bracket reset, and so now we're back here with the real grand finals, still between Full Send and 200MG players, and we're gonna be going in on Ilios to start things off. Already we're seeing Azuma stick to his his trusted and tried and trusted and true. What's the saying? Tried and true woman of the night, Orisa. Now JJ Skywalker, we've seen him do quite interesting things with Orisa, but seeing as there's Orisas on both sides and they're basically running a mirror comp other than that Mercy, what would you give your advantage to? Let's get some predictions going on.
I mean, as you said before, Zuma, he sets down his house right in that corner, but until it's broken into, who knows? Both teams running kind of 2D compositions, nothing very elevated. So we're going to see a lot of war here, so I imagine whoever can deal out the most damage here, we're going to be seeing the most come out. As Zuma's shield's already down. Well, no, both teams throwing the sustain more off their shield, so we're going to be seeing a lot of just general like frags going through, and maybe the mini grabs doing some work there.
Yeah, it's interesting. They've got kind of a weird shield battle here. Both of them they're running a mirror comp at this point. It's environmental kills coming out from both sides. I mean, that hook able to go down onto Zaxel.
And the grab just pulling him straight back in.
Like, wow.
They're so even right now. Well, not anymore, as Zoker gets a frag off the right click, but the res is going to come through.
And that was a good thing by Zoker, too. He's positioned himself on the right side away from Azuma, so now there's two angles of power coming down onto the side of 200MG, and they really can't do anything except get forced off the site. They finally realized that they had to take a different angle, and Full Send looking very good on the first cap so far.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it was just a matter of ults. Whoever got their ult first, Rampage. I mean, Zoker, the moment he got it, just popped it. That's exactly what he's going for. But now the rest of the team is going to be doing that.
That was a really good thought. Izuma able to get that halt onto Orisa, pulls her vertically up. Iron goes for the hook, but she's able to use her shift ability so she doesn't get hooked entirely. Full Send able to get a couple picks, double res coming up from Badger. Rampage popping that visor, not finding as much value as Zoker did earlier, but still finding somebody. Rampage finding a second kill onto Zoker now, and now the kills are going in favor of 200MG, but Full Send are not out of this just yet. That Roadhog in the form of Iron using his whole hog ability to zone for as long as he can. He's going to get taken out eventually. 200MG seem to be out sustaining on this fight specifically, but Full Send, man, contesting still, trying to take up those percentage points.
Yeah, already in 60. Very different from what we saw before, the 10, 10, 10, 10. Here, these teams are running, very slow comps, so we're not seeing as much speed as we're used to, I suppose.
Yeah, and you know, 200MG, they look like they had an opening there. They look like they were out sustaining for quite a bit, but they realized they didn't even have the point cap. There's no point in trying to just sustain when you're losing percentage points every second. They hop right back off of it. Trying another push now. Oh! Almost gets Iron in, but she's able to just fly right back on out. Chuck able to open up the fight with the pick onto Azuma. Pretty good here, zoning on the left side. Doing a fantastic job, Chuck. Applying pressure as a tank should be in the backlines. Now, Flubby's fragging out onto Iron. Gets the baby as well. Fitz picking up a kill onto Zach. So Fragiata's coming out strong. Flubby popping that Transcendence. Double glowing balls of healing. This is great. It's 4v4 on the site now. Sinker coming around the right side. Wow, Full Send get off the point. 200MG able to cap it. Rampage landing that nice helix onto Sinker, but really just out positioning there. 200MG doing a good job, able to take that.
Yeah, I suppose they just wanted to give it the fight. No shields, no reason to give them any more form of ult advantage. Just getting their line in once they beat this fight. I mean, they get the point and it should be a round for them.
This Pharah, though, is going to be definitely throwing a wrench into things. Zoker able to get a lot of free damage down. Rampage is nowhere to be found, not putting pressure down onto Zoker while he bullies this Orisa, but Sinker popping off as well, able to DMAC Chuck and pick up a kill onto Rampage. Full Send looking very strong here. Zaxel, the only one remaining, really. Suppose doing his best in that Valk still. 20 seconds. He will be landing, though. What goes up must come down, right?
Yeah, agreed. Is right now Full Send just doing a very calculated, very calm type of attack coming into this Koth map. It's so strange to see.
It was definitely weird to see. I mean, there was times where I was just like, how did you even lose the point there? But they still pulled it out. Full Send did a very good job on this first point of Ilios. Heading into the second one, though, they had trouble on this map. First time we ran into it in our earlier best of 5 series. Hopefully they'll be able to change things up instead in their comp wise. Looks pretty much the same. Pose supposedly on Mercy. Ha, that was terrible.
Yeah, right now, I mean, yeah, no, as they said, as you said, both teams running literally a mirror comp, but rather it looks like one team will be running a Mercy.
Oh, and we do have that soldier in the form of Rampage, and he loves taking this high ground, keeping his distance, doing a good job of playing Soldier 76, making sure he stays alive. The engagement is coming out on the site, and I like the way that they're fighting this, making sure to stay a little bit by the window so that Rampage can get his damage down. But the fight is not going in any sort of way in his favor. His team collapses under him, and Rampage must get out of there. Scap gonna be going down to Full Send, man. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, literally just some of the members just got booped off by D.Va Boop right off the corner. Specifically, I believe Iron. Oof, sorry, I'm now getting my leg back.
It's back. No, that's Full Send taking an engagement on the high ground. That D.Va Bomb gonna be going down, not finding exactly anybody, but zoning that high ground. Exactly what he wanted. Winston trying to make his presence up there known as Zuma and Iron Man. Always in the faces of all the players from 200 MG.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a clear difference. Before, I mean, they were just trying to play the defense game, but now Full Send just saying, you know what? No, we're just gonna attack every single time. It's clearly working.
Yeah, it's clearly working, and I mean, what else do you have to do? You know what I mean? Once they figured out that it works and that Rampage can't play McCree or Reaper or something, like, they're just going to keep doing this dive until it fails, and I haven't seen it really break down just yet. Still holding the high ground here. Zoker taking some aggressive positioning. Barrier coming down as they push on 200 MG, trying to make their presence on their site known. Zoker and Sinker, though, finding 2 picks. Suppose able to pick up Rampage. Let's see what he does in the backline. Rampage just trying to stay alive. Is getting smacked around by a large monkey man. Not too good. Suppose in the form of Mercy on site in her Valkyrie, going for a kill, and it's a double Transcendences in response. Now kills are still going in favor of Full Send, as it doesn't look like 200 MG players have any real sort of site presence, with Flubby all by himself gets knocked off too.
Yeah, both teams doing both ult contests, but Full Send is the one getting the maximum out of their usage.
Yeah, Zoker using his Dragon Blade is able to pick up one person with a shift, like a dash kill. But not too much out of that Dragon Blade. Still already up at 15%, though. Not entirely bad. And into this next fight, though, 200 MG players have got no ultimates whatsoever. Rampage is the closest, and he's only at 55%. Zoker is on him now, too, and they have to get on the site. And it looks like that'll be this point for Full Send, man. Looking very strong. Didn't even let them get that cap one time there.
Yeah, the point is still being contested, though, by Zaxel, as he's trying his best with body blocked off into the corner. And that's a very quick map 1 for Full Send.
Yeah, looking very, very different. It looks like 200 MG players from the last that we were in. We know that series ended quite differently in favor of them, but Full Send off to a strong start. Once again, first point of this best of 5 grand finals going to their favor. Here we got Iron in the back line. Oh, able to pick up 2 supports. Oh, that's what you were talking about? He booped off Flubby.
Yeah.
Funny there, Joel. 17k damage blocked. So Orisa, I feel like Orisa, you just kind of have to play on that point. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, when you said they reset the bracket, they really reset the bracket all the way to almost time itself. Hopefully they're able to reel it back just like they did previously.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Otherwise, they're going to be in quite a tough spot. And you got to give it to 200 MG players. It's really like a good Cinderella story. And it's like, it's got to definitely play into the mental factor of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going up against these guys who just wrecked you in the first round yesterday. And now you're meeting again in the grand finals. Crap. And they won. They won. Yes. I mean, they were able to win that first best of 5. So anything's clearly possible. Looks like we're going to be heading into our second match of this best of 5. Watch Point Gibraltar. Yeah. Head right on in. Looks like both teams are ready. This is going to be a payload map. Of course, you guys all know. So maybe you go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. It's going to be the exact same change that we saw previously. Yeah. I mean, going from Nepal to Junkertown. Now we're going to be going from Ilios to Gibraltar. So this is going to be the exact same switch, and hopefully it's going to be the exact same pace change that we saw coming out previously from 200 MG.
Yeah, hopefully, as we saw on Junkertown, we saw Zaxel really start popping off on that Widowmaker. We saw a really aggressive hold coming out from Full Send as they tried to get that defensive dive really into full swing, but Widowmaker was not letting them have that all. And now on Gibraltar, it looks like, I think Full Send is attacking first. Mistake. Wait for these teams to load it. Be able to tell you. There we go. Yeah, it looks like Full Send will be on the attack. Might be pulling out that Widowmaker once again. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw Widowmaker on both sides. Lots of long sight lines once again. But there's a lot of different things on Watch Point Gibraltar. Like, I think it's probably one of the more versatile maps.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're not going for some type of full dive. I suppose vertical dive. They're kind of going for the horizontal dive, if you will.
Yeah, opting for a Tracer instead of a Genji. They don't have that Widowmaker. Sticking a Soldier as well. Like, definitely very, very horizontal. Now, they do have Chuck and Jolf, form of D.Va and Winston, trying to get some vertical superiority, but it's going to be hard for sure. Let's see how they tackle this one. Sinker going to be coming out of spawn on the bottom side, not usually where you would expect him. He knows. Fantastically done. That's just a good spot to check. Zaxel didn't react at all either. He just kind of stood there. Wow, Sinker with a nice shot onto the jumping Winston as well. Fantastically done. Already putting down so much long-range pressure. Zuma getting a third pick now. Huge. Yeah, I'm finding a fourth there.
After pick.
Yeah. And they're coming in at such good times, too. It's not like they got 5 kills right off the bat and they're all 5 going to spawn together. They were staggered 5 seconds apart. Yeah. So it kind of screws with that. Here they are, taking a very aggressive hold, trying to get as much free cart room as possible. That's working out, man.
Well, we'll see. Right now they're going to have to contest, and it looks like they're going to go for it, but already the ult advantage is going to go for Full Send, as Iron already has D.Va Bomb going for him.
Yeah, Zoker with that Dragon Blade, able to pick up 2, and this is just a pretty dominant performance from Full Send all over, man. That first point was extremely fast, 5 minutes and 15 seconds, and now Full Send are doing an extremely smart thing here on Watch Point Gibraltar. As soon as you cap that second point, push up all the way to their spawn, all the way up to these choke doors, because this is how you will win this map. Finally take high ground control, really get things going, but it looks like they're met with a good amount of opposition. Suppose you're able to pick up Flubby, get that res down. They're trying to retake the high ground here. 200 milligrams, slowly making their way, but Sinker not making that easy whatsoever.
Yeah, both Mercies down. I mean, right now, Full Send is about to get their Mercy back, but 200 MG not looking very well. Losing players left and right, one by one. And again, like you said before, it's not instant. It's a stagger. And every single time they lose a player, just like they lost Flubby right now, it's just gonna keep going.
Yeah, it's just so rough, and you gotta group up and try and push it again, but it's hard when they're pushing so very fast and consistently getting these kills. Rampage doesn't even have a moment to sit up there and tack Visor in peace as he gets dove on almost instantaneously. The res does go down on him. Chuck able to pick up a kill, Iron able to pick up a kill with D.Va bombs respectively. Sinker using her range to maximum efficiency, staying out of the way of damage, out of the way of harm, and just able to pick them off one after the other, man.
Yeah, round 2. We're already up to round 3, and I think it's over. It's barely been 2 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 15 seconds back on the clock. They started the second point at 5 minutes and 15, and they're starting the third one at 5:15. Like, not what? These guys are crazy, pushing extremely fast, still pushing super aggressively all the way into the spawn, just literally jamming it down their throats, and he's just getting it. Getting the kills, pressure is high. Zoker, time after time, this man has been on fire. He's dropping very low though. Is gonna go down to Joel finally.
They do have the hit there, so maybe that's the chance to stop this snowball, but Sinker, I think, is still in the back line.
Yeah, Sinker's still in the back line. He's having a good time, but not really able to get shots. Now this last segment, this last straightaway is where Widow really shines, because this is such a long distance that 200 milligram have to come and try and contest Sinker. Ooh, okay, the Winston trying to go down onto Sinker in the form of Joel doing an interesting thing, turning to 180 while he's doing that jump to not get headshot. Saw that on Reddit today. That was sweet, but that's gonna be the third point cap, man. 4 minutes and 14 seconds, full send, making it look easy.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, going up to the end, they were able to contest the Widowmaker, Chuck, trying to get him off the point with the D.Va bomb, but it didn't matter. They said, no, who cares about the D.Va bomb? Just push it to the end, and the round ended immediately because nobody was on the point. It's just such a dramatic change. I'm not sure what is the biggest difference. Either Full Send has brought... They finally got their warm-up match, or I'm not sure.
They got their warm-up best of 5.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you know, we saw on the King of the Hill maps, it was so back and forth, but we always saw their attack was much stronger than their defense. I really hope that's not the case, because then we're going to see another, like, similar... That, like, I want to say that was a steamroll, but it wasn't. I don't know how to... I don't know what to call that, man. That was just ridiculous.
There was very little points where the point was ever really stopped.
Yeah.
There wasn't an area where Full Send didn't have the advantage. Yeah, they always had the advantage in almost every single fight. The stagger was always against 200 MG. So I think the best thing that they need to do is make sure that they're attacking all together so that those deaths are all at the same time, so they're not so staggered out as we saw in the initial rounds.
I think, yeah, like a good thing would be once you realize like someone vital on your team has gone down and that stagger's beginning, just jump off the map or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem actually is because they're not running a Lucio. So if they lose somebody, it's so hard to back away when they're running against the Lucio, I believe.
And it takes so very long to get back to these points without a Lucio. You're just so ridiculously slow. And now going into the second round of Watchpoint Gibraltar, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any Widowmakers, but instead a mirror comp other than Sinker on Soldier 76 and Rampage on Tracer.
No kills so far, but it looks like a dive will be going straight in, and they get
dive up to the high ground, able to pick up Fitz. Primarily, that is a huge fake Jolf. However, going down, Chuck able to pick up another one with those boosters, and Pose picking up his lost teammate. Fantastically done. All favors in favor of 200 milligram players. Like, I just don't understand. What is up with the defense?
Yeah, horrible. But here's the difference. All of Full Send just went down at the same time. So when they come into the next fight, they're all going to be coming in at the same time, I believe.
And they will have time to recontest. Genji is already very close. It looks like they might not be choosing to, but as I say that, the recontest does come out. Ghost, Iron Ape. Oh, who's Ghost? I made up that name completely. Zoker looking for a kill. He's climbing up the wall onto this Winston now, doing a very good job keeping this priority straight. Listen to call outs, found out that baby D.Va Trying to stagger this too. Oh no.
And not a well stagger at Chuck was able to get both support. Oh, actually, they're not going to be able to get the kill. Well, so much for that, but they're going to be able to go straight into this as a full team. No stagger at all.
There it is. Zoker is going to be dropping very low, though. 30 health, is getting healed, has his Dragon Blade in hand, ready to go. Chuck has that D.Va Bomb as well. Could be huge going down onto Mercy now, waiting for her to pop her Val. Oh, it gets her mid-flight. Beautiful, gets onto the second support as well, and Sinker with that Sack Visor finding the third. Now Rampage, though, he is popping off, finding Azuma and Fitz, and he is looking for more in the back line. Rampage building up that pulse bomb extremely quickly. 3/4 of the way there, is almost there, but eats a Helix Rocket to the face, and that'll be the end of his reign of tyranny there.
Yeah, I mean, not like this. They're pushing forward. They're gaining their ultimates. Flubby, Rampage is about to get in. So does Chuck, but everybody else is a little too low for comfort. They're gonna have to look for a really good group fight in order to beat these guys.
Oof. Zoker gonna get picked off at the very beginning of that fight. That's not good. Zoker is an integral part of their team, but Izuma does have that Primal Rage ready, so he's gonna be able to solve for as long as he wants, basically. Flubby gonna be popping that Transcendence, trying to cover up for his team. Jolf pushing up quite aggressively. Izuma now on the Genji, trying to protect his healer. Peeling very well. Flubby popping off, getting 2 kills, looking for a third now. He's just unfocused, unprioritized by the enemy team. Zoker looking for a kill onto him now. Flubby able to land a couple of headshots on him, and with the help of Zax, he'll take out Zoker while he's Dragon Blading. Pretty huge there, but the contest is still going on. Full send to Zenyatta. Mercy still making magic. What? Badger able to get the headshot down onto Zaxel mid-Dragon Strike.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, the stagger finally worked out on 200 MG, but Full Send, even under a stagger, is not going to give up any ground without a fight. That was amazing.
What a shot. Full Send, though, not going to be making the primary mistake that 200 MG made. They're going to be grouping up on this high ground and pushing out as a team so they can retake that spaceship successfully. That's the idea. Now, let's see if they'll be able to execute. That's a different thing, but that's the idea. 200 MG have full control of the spaceship, and they have one on the payload. Keep that thing moving. And now they've gone to the lower ground, trying to take an engagement there. Fitz leading the way with that Transcendence, making their way down to the payload. Zoker going in very deep onto Flubby. Flubby able to pick up Izuma. Flubby is such a monster. Good God. Zoker now coming back, looking for a re-engage onto the Winston, rather, supposed, with that double res, mitigating both those picks, and that's why I hate Mercy, but that's okay. Zaxel dashing around, able to pick up a double kill, and Badger with another double res. Zoker with the Dragon Blade, able to pick up 2. He's looking for a third. He's looking for the DMAC onto this D.Va. The D.Va Bomb, however, is going down, and he dashes right into it and into the next dimension. Looks like it's going to have to be a reset from 200 MG players as they get pushed all the way back to spawn. Full Send, man. Retaking this ground. Pretty nice.
Yeah, Zaxel and Zoker doing some ridiculous amount of damage on both sides, using the shift resets to their full potential, and I don't. It's strange. I don't know what to say, to be honest. It's literally like the team is just working out on the priority targeting so well, especially on Full Send side, that even with the ults that 200 MG is using, it's not enough.
Yeah, not enough whatsoever. Full Send, however, getting a lot of pressure down onto them on top of the spaceship. They are maintaining their position, though. They're holding. Zaxel with the Dragon Blade, looking for a kill onto the Mercy. Isn't able to find it. Sinker gets... Oh my God! Rampage with the triple kill with that pulse bomb. Holy Jesus! I don't even think he was expecting that, but it happened. 200 MG players unexpectedly opening a window for themselves.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the ult, exactly what they need. I suppose the biggest difference before was that 200 MG and both Full Send had Valkyrie. There is still a contest, though. They're not going to get it as easily as they thought they would.
Yeah, Sinker makes his way back on and Fitz able to pop that Transcendence, so the contest will come out in full power from Full Send. Here they are, Rampage maintaining his distance, Dragon Blade coming out from Zoker, trying to find something, but he's going to be dropping down so low, he needs to disengage and run for a health back instead. That should tell you something about the state of healing in America. And now Zaxel looking for a kill, isn't able to find much, but Rampage is picking up the slack. Jolf looking for a kill onto Zoker as well, and man, just as I mentioned, Zaxel picks up double kills. What a man.
Yeah, and 200 MG in a really good place. Once they get enough damage, they're going to have the ults exactly what they need to get that last attack. I imagine Full Send is going to want to have to contest that midway point before they get too far.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want it to wrap all the way around, because then Widow has all that free reign like we saw earlier, and it looks like they will be taking your advice, Full Send, making this engagement happen earlier than 200 MG expected, and clearing them off the cart. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah, 1 minute left, and it's going to be a hard... Their work is not cut out for them here. They need to push everything they have in these next attacks, and it's only going to work, I believe, with the ultimates that they're going to be gaining in this current fight.
Absolutely. 200 MG, speaking of ultimates, will be able to get on the site, but I'm not sure how long they'll be able to stay on it. Lubby has his Transcendence, Zaxel has his Dragon Blade. By the time those two end, suppose we'll have his Valk. Now Zaxel with that Dragon Blade able to find Badger, that's going to be absolutely huge because that Resurrection ability is going to be completely missing. However, Iron able to pick up Zaxel, such a weird line of sight with that Diva Bomb, but it happens. Zoker with the return kill onto that Mercy as well. He's going to be dropping on the site. Chuck has that Diva Bomb in hand. Not sure if he's going to be using it exactly just yet, but he's just trying to regain some ground. Him and Rampage, man, trying to make something happen. They got some help in the form of Winston Jolf pushing up that Diva Bomb, trying to create some zoning power, but nothing. Finds absolutely nothing coming out of that one, and as the payload pushes the bridge, the engagement comes out from Full Send into the backline. Zoker straight on to suppose. Mercy gonna go down instantly, and Zoker's still popping off. He's in the backline looking for supports, able to find the shift onto Zaxel, finds a kill onto Jolf, looking for more. He's got this Diva in his sights, but she's being kept alive, gonna be popped out of her mech, and overtime is ticked, but it's ticking down fast.
And that leaves it over. I mean, with Suppose down so fast, there was just no way for the sustain to work out on 200 MG's favor.
Absolutely, man. Zoker kept his vision clear. Just had Suppose locked on, and every time, man, look at the kills. Absolutely. We had a little Rampage action with that triple. What a nutter. Absolutely ridiculous. That was sweet.
Man, that's what allowed their push. I mean, their ultimate's finally getting, I suppose, a little bit of traction and a little bit of work. If they can get a little bit more of that going into their third map, we could see a big change. We did see a little bit of traction compared to before. Not as much as their initial matches, not as big of a drastic difference, but still a change.
Definitely. They looked pretty strong, especially on that spaceship section. And, like, I don't want to say that without that triple kill, it wouldn't have been possible, but Full Send looking very strong on the defense at the end there, man. It's going to be hard. Full Send leading this series currently 2-0. So already looking pretty different. They've got to only win one more map if they want to take this best of 5 home. 200 MG players, though, they've got to win at least 3 more. So here we go. On to the third one, and it's going to be on Nepal. Another map we saw on our first best. So see if history is doomed to repeat itself, or if 200 MG players will make a comeback.
Yeah, maybe it's all for the show, man. Maybe they're just
yeah, right.
Holding it back. Who knows? But they've already played this map. They might know exactly what to see. They clearly got some momentum going, so they just got to transfer that going into this match if they really want to see a good game to go.
I definitely agree. We've got about 30 seconds before this map basically starts. This is the game for the tourney for Full Send. Your boys, Full Send, will be in blue, starting off on Nepal, and your guys, 200 MG players, will be in the red. If Full Send are able to take this map, man, they'll be taking home this best of 5, and they'll be crowned the victors of the competitive Overwatch Premier Alliance.
Yeah.
Association. Not the yellow word, whatever it is.
What was the other word?
I don't even speak English, bro. I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, here we are back on the hill. Iron. I'm not gonna comment on these team comps just yet because these guys love a good meme. But you know, what do you expect? Visas, Junkrats, Roadhog.
I mean, Zoker's tempting that Torbjorn, man, but no, he looks like he's gonna be going for the Junkrat. Thank God, as would not be too well against the Junkrat. But to start off, if I remember correctly, Full Send had a really good start off with their Junkrat game, but who knows? There could be a difference here.
Full Send definitely did have a very good start off with their Junkrat game, but let's see if there's a difference. Indeed, both teams running a mirror comp. Oh, JK, I'm lying. They have a Soldier 76 in the form of Sinker on the side of Full Send, and they are not running. Am I blind? What do I not see?
I believe, actually,
D.Va, yes, they're running the D.Va over that Soldier 76, and now the fight is going to the site. It's a shield war, it looks like. 200 MG players, shield will be going down first. Jolf able to reposition now. But this is a pretty boring fight. Both Orisas, now one of them is being damage boosted. Oh man, what would have ever happened? Zaxel behind the Orisa now. Fitz able to finish him off. And it looks like a couple picks are going in favor of Full Send, but just as I say that, Rampage able to get a hook down onto Zoker. And now look at the positioning that 200 MG players are taking. They have the high ground on the right side of the point, so having that bridge gives them a lot more control over the site. But Sinker, man, this Nutter's absolutely popping off, finding 2 kills, able to DMAC Chuck. Isn't enough, though. He got a couple of kills, but his team wasn't there with him. And he's gonna go down in the end. That's just add insult to injury right there.
Yeah, I mean, 200 MG taking advantage of the pauses between the shields. Every time they go down, Rampage immediately goes for the hook, grabs the person straight through their Orisa shield while it's down, brings somebody in, and then they take them out. It's a really good strategy that's right now has gotten them, maybe netted them 2 kills, but it's all they really need.
Yep. Zaxel now, he's going to be backing up 200 MG players. Like you said, that's all they really needed. They can play a little bit more defensively. Zaxel repositioning to try and encounter Soldier 76 on the right side of the map. They're waiting for an engagement here. He's still holding on to that Riptire, so he's waiting for when they really get grouped up. And here he comes. Riptire going down onto the site. Gets destroyed by the whole hog. Iron popping off. Able to get the tire. DMAC D.Va and kill Zaxel. Rampage, however, has a whole hog of his own. Finds Sinker by himself in a lonely alley. Zoker, oh my god, you nutter, please. That Riptire, it's just the game of ults, man. One ult can change so many things.
Yeah, and that was just a beautifully timed Roadhog ult. I couldn't have thought of a better counter to Junkrat ult. Just completely shrapneled by Roadhog, pushed back and then denied 2 lives.
Yeah, absolutely good reaction there. I would have been kind of scared, you know. I probably would have died. So props definitely for thinking of using that ultimate ability there. Jolf trying to position himself now close to the right side so he can get on point as easily as possible, but he just puts that shield a little too low and it doesn't cover his head. And he's going to end up dying there. Suppose does pick him up, but the aggressive pushing coming out from Full Send, not letting them really get it set up on the staircase at all. Rampage in the back though.
Yeah.
God, what a monster. Gets that flank down onto back. Jolf with a double pick off into the abyss. That is not going to be good. Azuma gets that bongo down, and Azuma pops his own bongo, but he's got no shield. Bongo without shield is ridiculous. Well, Sinker in the back line, he's uncontested, but his team has no point present. That will be a flip over to 200 MG players.
Yeah, I mean, such audacity coming out of Rampage there, going into the backline. It confused them so bad that they didn't know how to react.
Yeah, Orisa was like, what? She turned around and then her whole life fell apart in front of her. Sinker now on the right side. Oh god, Zaxel, man. This bomb's just bouncing around. Sinker runs right into it. Jolf tearing apart Izuma. Oof, not looking good. These guys have to get regrouped.
With 200 MG finally getting some traction, finally getting into the groove.
Yeah, and they're ticking it up, man. Almost near 90% now. This is getting close. And they've got 5 ults. Good God. Zaxel finding that pick too. This is going to be almost impossible to retake, especially with that Riptire coming in, able to pick up Fitz, and that is going to be 200 MG players taking this map of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they got the contestants. They used their alternate routes as best as possible. They took every slight advantage. As I said, Rampage just throwing off on those hooks. Beautiful. Just every single time the Orisa shield went down, bam, there was a hook coming right after. It's really good, I suppose, individual mechanics coming out here that they're finally using in group play, I suppose. Though this is going to be a little bit of a different map, much more open. We might be seeing a little bit more airtime here with maybe a Pharah or something else, who knows? And it might not work in their favor.
I'm hoping it does, but you know, you're right. It might not work in their favor. We're not seeing a Pharah, which is a little unusual, but not totally unexpected. Rampage is going to be sticking to that Soldier 76 that he's been having a lot of success on, but we're going to have to see how it plays out compared to the dive of Full Send. That's been absolutely deadly. Looks like they're trying to take this first engagement on the left side of the map here. 200 MG players walking up the staircase, putting themselves in kind of a sticky situation though. They've got no shield tank, and Full Send is already on the point, playing from the inside out. Fighting on the point now as the dive comes out. Rampage, however, does have the distance advantage, so he's able to sit back, protect his Mercy, give her a target to fly to, and just provide consistent damage. This is working out pretty well. But Full Send are finding the picks, and with Mercy going down, that's not going to be good for business. Rampage and Flubby able to return with 2. Iron and Zoker able to return with 2, and this is not equalizing in favor of 200 MG players. Zoker on the site. The return from the Winston. This is just huge. It's so back and forth, these fights. And last game, we finally had a return to our normal thing of 10%. And here, this first fight for the first cap has been going on for so ridiculously long. And it'll continue because 200 MG players are still able to contest.
Yeah, and they're still staggered, though. Rampage did provide a cooling chest. Flubby is there to provide that initial hit scan, and Rampage will be joining in soon again. This fight is still going. Nobody currently owning the point right now.
Full Send coming out on top. Surprisingly, yeah, like you said, the picks were very back and forth, and I just watched Sinker have a very interesting pulse bomb, but even though he didn't find the value that he wanted with it, team's still pulling it out in the end. And then going into this next fight, Rampage has his tac visor ready, and I think they're going to try to create a play around that, but I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. Flubby does have his trance up as well. Chuck's got that Diva Bomb, maybe zone some things out, throw that tac visor in, but the engagement is coming on the right side of the map. Iron is throwing his Diva Bomb out, is gonna get died, drops to 3 health, doesn't get taken out, and now he's on Zaxel's tail, looking for that kill, looking for this Mercy pick as well. Flubby on the point is gonna be popping his Transcendence, keeping his team alive for as long as possible, but they're just not doing enough damage. Fitz as well trancing, and it looks like Full Send will be out damaging 200 MG players just through raw power at this point. Zoker looking for a pick with that Dragon Blade, dropping down to 50 health. He's got, oh, he almost dies there. That Helix Rocket not reaching him in time. Zoker not trying to take any crazy engagements now onto Zaxel. Caught up in a fight, but on the point, the tanks are brawling it out, but it's still in favor of Full Send. 3v5 in their favor.
So many ults have been used at this point. I'm pretty sure we've gone through the entire rotation.
Yeah, I could just be reading a character selection list, like a skills list or something.
And not looking too good for 200 MG already. Full Send at 80%, already about to hit it. And almost no traction.
Not looking good. I'm not sure what they're going to use to engage this fight either. Chuck almost has his Diva Bomb, but other than creating a little bit of space and disrupting things for a second, what could you do? Famous last words as he gets his 6K with that Diva Bomb.
Yeah.
Rampage popping that tac visor. He's coming up the staircase on the left side of the map. He is looking for something. D-Mex Iron, but not really finding anything else out of it. He's going to get booped back towards the Mega by the Elephant. But that'll be it. Rampage is not really doing a lot of anything, man. That is rough. Zoker now with that Dragon Blade, looking for 1, looking for 2, is able to find him, looking for a 3rd one, cancels that dash. Oh, Rampage does come up, though, able to get... Zoker picks up Sinker and picks up Fitz. Jesus Christ, that res has... was the greatest res in the history of res. Picks up 3.
barely able to get the point. Too close for comfort, though they need to provide the best defense if they want to take this round.
Absolutely too close for comfort. Like, without that res, they would have just lost that map as well. That's just ridiculous. Now 99 Full Send are looking to really fully send 200 MG players back into the grave, and now opening the kill feed up with 2 picks. Badger on this Lucio, diving Mercy with the rest of the team. That was beautiful. Iron wrapped around, able to get the finishing blow onto him, and it looks very, very good for Full Send here.
Slowly losing their team members, even though Flubby had Transcendence on. Nobody was inside it. Everybody was outside of the Transcendence, and they just went down instantly. No worth for his ultimate, and there was just no sustain.
Absolutely big oof at that point. And now going into the 3rd round of this best of 3, it's already 2-0 in favor of Full Send. If they're able to cap this, if they're able to take the 3rd round of this map, man, they're going to be taking the grand finals and taking home all the prize money and all the good stuff that comes with winning the competitive Overwatch Alliance.
Yeah, and I do not envy 200 MG's position. Either way, they have shown that they have the momentum. We've seen it, but they have to somehow transfer it to this map.
Yeah, and like, they're the underdogs in my book. You know what I mean? I can't help but root for them. But Full Send have just been great time after time. Now they're going to be running that dive comp with the Pharmercy. Zoker is going to be sticking to Pharah. But on the side of 200 MG players, they're not running a Pharah. They're running Rampage on Soldier. This guy's just in love. The engagement's coming out from Full Send straight onto the point. Iron picks up Flubby, opening up this kill, opening up this fight huge, as they only have another Lucio for all the heals and mobility. This is going to be pretty bad for 200 MG players as the picks start going down onto them. Rampage is going to get picked off by Iron on the behind of the site, I guess you would call it. Full Send looking to take this first cap pretty handily. You know, 200 MG players still have 3 more players on it, but not looking too good.
Yeah, agreed. As with Flubby being lost so early, the damage is not on our side, but as he comes right back in, takes out Sinker, Zoker out, their DPS is not there currently for Full Send, so this might be exactly what 200 MG needs, but the reses are coming back, so who knows?
Who knows indeed. Zoker closing the distance onto the site, gets inside the bubble, gets a couple good shots down, but gets taken out eventually. Chuck able to get those last couple kills as well. Full Send will have 25% on the table in their favor. Zuma trying to just stagger on, trying to take up those percentage points, get some free money. It looks like he'll be able to get it to 31% before he goes over. So a 6% gain. Not too bad. 6%, 1 life. Press F to pay respects. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a good place for 200 MG to play. They didn't lose too much percentage, and they've got a good amount of ultimates to defend, and the rest are about to come straight in after probably after this fight.
Yeah, this is going to look pretty good on the side of Full Send. They've got 2 offensive ultimates. That Soundbeard going down very early on both sides. So it's basically like it never ever happened. That Tac Visor is going down as well. Tac Visor able to pick up his Zuma. Now he's running to the site to try and get rid of Zoker on Pharah. Tosses that Helix Rocket out in hopes of picking up Zaxel. I mean, Sinker rather. That Tracer gets those kills onto Zoker. Zoker finding Flubby with that barrage. Rampage, nice aim there. Finding Sinker as well. Going down onto Iron. 200 MG players, man, making a comeback, looking very strong here. Jeez, 101, but like I don't know. They just have certain maps that they do fantastically on, and then sometimes I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, and like some type of change between their type of play. It's weird if it's rather 200 MG or it's Full Send that are making the changes. Either way, Full Send does have a good amount of ultimates here, so it might not be a good place for 200 MG here.
Might not be. 200 MG able to take out Zoker, though. Rampage doing a good job of stepping backwards while maintaining his line of damage. So it's like he's able to keep his damage and stay safe. Fantastically done. He's waiting on site now, uncontested. Absolutely. Badger realizes he's alive now, turns his focuses onto him, but the rest of his team is ready. Zoker finding 2. That is going to be huge. Gets that Diva out of mech. Iron returning, and as soon as Rampage gets off the site and their line of damage is down, they don't have that presence anymore.
Yeah, agreed. And all they needed was 3 ultimates and the defense 2 ultimates. It was in many ways a very worth engage, but coming into this, they've already hit almost 87%, so the next fight could be just it for 200 MG.
Yep, surprisingly enough, Full Send able to cap that back. 87%, like you said, on the side of 200 MG. Now Rampage using that tactical visor, trying to find something, unable to find anybody. Fantastically done by Full Send by not allowing themselves to get picked off by that Chuck. Able to get a kill onto Iron with that bomb, but Zoker finding kill onto Rampage, and now that sound barrier did come out from the side of 200 MG. They're able to cap it, and it's ticking towards their side. They're almost about to hit 99, but Full Send has a lot of people still on the site, man. Zoker able to find one. Zoker ends up killing himself, but that Barrage able to find one D-Max Chuck. And now the cards are ever in their favor. Full Send still on the site. Trance coming out from 200 MG players. Badger doing his best to remain unknown, and in the corner, he's just a happy little man playing music. Don't mind him. And he's contesting the point. Here it is. One person still on the site from the side of Full Send. Sinker making his way back. Now they've got a good amount. Zaxel picking up 2. Sinker looking for some damage, but he realizes that's going to be the end of this map. As, wow, 200 MG players take it, man. 2-1 now in favor of Full Send still.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going here as they finally put their foot down.
There it is. Here's Jolf, the man with the pull. Bang.
And Rampage with the backline attacks.
Mm-hmm. And that's so impressive that all happened at the same time too. Like that catalytic moment, there was just enough for them to get on the site, finally recap. Any of what? The game? What?
Did you mean the kill cam? Okay.
Oh.
You scared me. I'm sorry. I just got word from our cameraman that the graphics card didn't get anything, and we thought that was the whole game. But no, you did not get the kill cam. It was an excellent set of kills, though, I will say.
Yes, that was a good double kill from that Orisa god. I almost there for a second. Very, very nicely done. But we will be going into the 4th map of this best of 5 grand finals. It's gonna be Numbani.
And yeah, and I mean, seeing their Anubis game, I mean, the game has changed completely. These players, maybe the fatigue is getting to them. Who knows? Yeah. I'd be fatigued at this point if I were them. But going into Numbani, I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of the attacks we saw from their Anubis map coming into play here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I agree. That's the same, like, not as long lines of sight. Still very, very similar. And the way you kind of have to play it, like diving on high ground, that control, and then pushing back down onto the site. Numbani, yeah, you know, they're way more alike than I originally imagined.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just seeing it, I found it so strange because it might have been Tempo Storm that just initially one of their best dives in Numbani was just going straight under and just hitting the opposite side, getting the power position from under the enemy team and just getting the enemy team to jump into a hole against them. And that's exactly what Full Send did to 200 MG going into Anubis. I had never seen it before, and it worked out very well for them.
It did indeed. And, you know, if they're able to just pull out that speed strat, once again, I feel like they'll have a lot of success. For sure, but the thing I do like about Numbani is that we do always see a couple of different comps to almost like great degrees of success. Like I've seen poor Orisa work here. Sim finds a lot of success. You could do dive, you could play Widow. There's a lot of good things you could do here.
Yeah, this is definitely out of the way of most map choices, I think. A lot of people have gotten away from Numbani, for the most part.
It's fallen out of favor, I'd say, for a lot of teams, too. I wonder. Do you think Blizzworld is going to be a highly competitive map?
I hope so. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Hopefully they're able to incorporate some, like, really... Have you played it on the PTR yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
I'm honestly the same way.
Yeah, I just want to see like the product be like, beautiful, but whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
and I mean, if anything, I love the surprise and how much the teams just adapt so quickly. Either they've played from the PTR, they're playing it for the first time, and the stuff they just come up with is something else.
With the introduction of Moira and whatnot too, we'll have to see how she plays out on Blizzworld, because I feel like she'll probably be fantastic. But it looks like a theme park, so lots of hallways, lots of random stuff for balls to bounce off of. I could see no cooldowns Moira crashing your computer 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But as we go in onto Numbani on the attack, we have 200 MG players, and on the defense we've got Full Send running a standard dive on both sides. It looks like a mirror comp, actually. Finally, a real mirror comp.
And no Torb joins up.
Yeah, no Torbjorns. Looks like 200 MG players have a 3-3 split. 3 of them in the middle, 3 of them going up top. Soldier, Tracer, and Zenyatta set up on the high ground. A very nice dive, but Full Send retreating very nicely. They've got their tanks positioned up front. Chuck able to get a pick onto Azuma. Fitz returning with the pick onto their Winston, but that's 2 ticks already in favor of 200 MG players. That is absolutely huge. 85.1% in a matter of nothing.
Yes, and the excellent contest. I mean, that tunnel is just so hard to hold. Either way, they've pushed straight out. They've gone the reses straight through, and it looks like they're showing their recontest as best they can. The chevrons just aren't loading in for me, but considering an 85%, yeah, that's huge. I imagine they already have two clicks.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. All they had to do was just get in there, shove them down the hallway, and takes. So now, you know, even if worst comes to worst, they've got 2 takes under their belt, so they can feel a little good about that. Regrouping now into this next fight. Rampage has got his tac visor. Iron's got his Diva bomb. Fits 2 defensive ultimates on the side of Full Send. Looks like the engagement's coming out on the high ground. Rampage using his tac visor, not finding a lot of success though, shooting it straight into Azuma's bubble. For the most part, that defense matrix protecting that Mercy for a good amount. Izuma and Zoker able to demech and kill that Diva. Zaxel finding Sinker, still on the high ground, however. Rampage wreaking havoc, and he's just been safe, hopping in and out and really making sure he stays up on the high ground, just being an absolute nuisance. Fighting continuing to go down on the site. Rampage maintaining this high ground position. They're not able to do anything about it. Iron tried going up there and putting a stop to his reign of madness, but it's not coming to an end anytime soon. Finally getting the kill, drops on the site, and that'll be the first point in favor of 200 MG players.
Yeah, 200 MG playing very patient. The moment they see the advantage, if somebody goes too far, Sinker went a little bit too far. Zexel, correct? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Went immediately on top of them with the Genji play, and it just worked out completely in their favor. It's a little bit of a different play than we've seen them do originally. They seemed staggered before, but now they're waiting, they're ready, and they're making sure that they're going into complete group fights.
Absolutely. Full Send doing a good job of not letting them get staggered. Fitz able to pick up Mercy. That is an absolutely huge pick. And now the engagement's coming out from Full Send as it should be. Able to find that first pick. They maintain their high ground positions. Jump from one to the other using their mobility. Fantastically done. Full Send making their way back to the cart. Able to recontest. Now Sinker and Zoker, man, always getting this damage down as well. There's that tac visor coming out from Rampage in the high ground. He's on that bus. He's shooting his shots right into the bubble of Winston. I just had a little brain fart. Don't mind that. Izuma going into the backline. Will be Primal raging onto the Mercy, looking for a kill, unable to find it as she turns into a moth and flies towards the nearest source of light. Izuma going back into the backline of 200 MG, still not able to find a couple kills. Zoker popping off, however, able to find triple kill. 2 with that tac visor, 1 onto Jolf just normally. Still holding on. Full Send, man. Still have to hold on for 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, 200 MG did some type of like, I suppose, a retreating strategy. Rather than going into a fight, they kind of contest the fight and immediately back away. Going into this, though, they barely have pushed to the halfway point, so they definitely want to contest. And coming into this, they might... Well, both teams have Transcendence, so they're kind of equal at this point.
Hopefully they're able to make something happen here. You got Sinker in the backline. That's Transcendence coming out from Fitz on the side of Full Send. The Diva bombs being popped on the side of 200 MG players. Chuck, man, not able to find anything. That tack visor once again from Rampage. If you just let him have this distance, and he will continue to rain hell, but Fitz will not let him have that distance. Waiting, looking for frags, able to find them time after time. Sinker, Fitz, and Iron, what a dynamic trio, man. Sinker getting that stick onto Rampage, closing out this fight. 1 minute and 50 seconds left for Full Send to really hold.
Oh, Zoker pushing off too far, though he did get Jolfi. He did go down, though. It's going to be a little bit far of a stretch. Actually, the res is going to go straight through. Either way, ults are kind of coming up for 200 MG, so we'll see if it's enough for them. They do have Monkey and they do have Tracer Bomb, so all Zaxel got to do is get a good combo off with his Tracer Bomb.
Hopefully they can get a good combo off. Sinker's looking for a pulse, but he does not have it yet. Zaxel is looking to stick that as well, trying to find some positioning, trying to just wait for some more information, really. He doesn't want to make the dive and overcommit too fast, throws that pulse bomb right into the D.Va Matrix. Absolutely unfortunate. Zoker popping that that tack visor, gets taken out, but is able to find one. 1 minute still left for Full Send to hold, and they're looking very good.
Yeah, well, we originally saw maybe a type of attack at the same time. Clearly, they do have patience. They are waiting to make sure all 6 of them are together, but their attacks don't seem very prioritized. They don't seem to be going towards the same direction.
And there's a lot of time where Rampage, I'm just seeing him. Well, Rampage is actually Tracer now. Zaxel switching over to Genji, gets some verticality because they finally realize, hey, they've got the high ground, Anakin, and they're going to win that fight every single time. Full Send now taking this engagement. Well, not taking, having the engagement brought to them. Suppose able to pick up Jolfi, Sinker able to pick up Zaxel. That is huge. Iron's going to be taking out Flubby, and Zoka finding that Helix straight onto Chuck. And now it's not completely over. Full Send, it's not completely over for 200 MG players, though. They still have that Zenyatta and Rampage as Tracer on the site, making their way around. They're definitely going to be able to contest as that Transcendence is going down on site. Flubby doing his best to keep everyone alive. That Pulse Bomb going down, not able to find anybody at all. Flubby still trying his best to keep everyone alive, get a lot of good damage down, but 200 MG players, they're getting the frags. They're getting the frags. Chuck is able to find it onto Iron. Zaxel finding that kill onto Badger, and Rampage finally putting an end to Sinker. That was going in the favor of Full Send 100%, and then it flipped after getting those picks. They finally got those calls down, man. Able to focus.
Yeah, definitely. And the ultimates just came for them right at the right time. Flubby holding on, just barely holding on to that Transcendence. The moment it came in, just held on to it for a second and then used it immediately.
This is an interesting engagement here. Full Send are going in kind of in an awkward spot. They pushed in too far as 200 MG players had people on both sides of that choke. That's not the engagement you want to be taking. Sinker able to DMAC Chuck. Sinker finding a kill into Flubby, but he's going to be taken out by Rampage in the end. And man, they've got one more contest on this thing. Zoker has his tack visor. Fitz is 60% to his ults. Azuma 60% to his ults. Too good. Suppose is going to have his Valk ready for this next fight. Maybe that Trance as well. I'll get you an invite in no time, don't worry. Bang.
Yeah, my connection's just hitting up again, but go for it, man.
200 MG players wrapping around the right side now. Genji's making his appearance known, going down onto Badger. He's looking for a kill, but he's going instead onto Tracer. Zaxel going down onto Mercy now, looking for some more action, but in the front is Zuma landing that shatter, stalling the rest of his team out. Zaxel re-engaging now. There's Transcendence, keeping the rest of his team alive. Flubby doing a great job there. But Iron on this D.Va, they're running a triple tank composition from Full Send, just not mobile enough to get back to the point in time. And that'll be round 1, going over to 200 MG players with not that much time left on the clock whatsoever. 1.4 seconds, good God, not a lot whatsoever.
Yeah, not so much.
Here we go, sides will be flipping up. So it's going to be Full Send on the attack now, no longer on the defense. Going to be running that dive comp once again. Interestingly enough, Zaxel switching over to Genji towards the end there instead of Tracer. Worked out pretty well in their favor, but on the defense now, looks like 200 MG players will be sticking to Rampage on that Soldier 76 and a pretty normal dive otherwise. Oh, yeah. Like, it's like that on my side, too. That There it goes. That was interesting. Here we are, though. Oh, they took the Doomfist gauntlet out.
Oh, interesting. And who's taking it?
No, I like it's just not in the payload anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even broken anymore. They sealed it back up. Even sold it. Big reseller profits on Doomfist gauntlet. Get your supreme Doomfist gauntlet here. God. How far in the future is Overwatch set? I know that's like a really awkwardly specific question.
Yeah. But, who knows?
I have no idea. Someone was telling me 2020, but I was like, that's awfully close. I don't envision.
Yeah. I feel like there should have been stuff in like their trailers, but I can't remember.
Yeah, well, we're going to be seeing a standard dive coming out from Full Send as they go take that high ground. Going to be diving onto it early so they can use this wall as their cover. Wrapping around now, looking for an engagement. That Zenyatta, however, is by himself fighting this Winston. What a big world this man lives in. Getting dived on by 2 tanks. I don't know if that's the smartest idea, sending out your 1 healer to fight against 2 tanks. Now they're left with their Lucio. Izuma able to pick up Flubby, so that's Zen for Zen, but hey man, 200 MG players able to finish out the rest of that fight pretty handily. Sinker getting a pick. Zoker's on the site. Zoker will be going down. Sinker's still alive. Needs to die too. There he is. Will be going down. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Tasty. No problem. Whew. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. Full Send still hanging out on the high ground. Their Zenyatta dude is just by himself. Once 200 MG realizes that, it's going to be an easy dive target. But let's see how they played this one out. Full Send already opened it up with a pick onto Flubby and Suppose. Both healers going down. Fantastically done instead. Fitz making his way to the site. Zoker's able to pick up that kill. Rampage using that attack visor from the spawn area. Able to find 1. He's looking for 2. Looking for more with that rocket. Unable to find it there. Izuma able to pick off Zaxel, and Fitz is going to finish off Rampage as they cap that first point with 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Oh.
I mean, little did they know, but most of them were so low HP. And right now we're seeing almost an exact replica of Gibraltar, just right now getting staggered slowly as they're being pushed back.
Not looking too good for them. Full Send, man, doing a good job pushing up, taking that high ground. That's kind of funny. Zaxel tried to take the high ground from Izuma, just turned around, walked away. Izuma pushing up just a little too far, getting a little cheeky there. No big deal though. Full Send still hanging out on the site. The engagement is coming out from 200 MG players. Onto the site, that Dragon Blade from Zaxel going down, unable to find anybody as he's at 11 health, and that is less. That is not good health. That is bad health indeed.
Yeah, and 2 ults for 2 ults going off in that fight. So right now both teams kind of in the same place. All Fitz needs to do is get his Transcendence, so we're going to see an interesting contestant.
Hopefully they're able to get the contest down soon. Full Send using that sound barrier on the site. They're looking for some action, looking for hot singles in your area. 200 MG players. Zaxel in the back line is diving way too deep. Izuma is all over him, and he should take him out. Zaxel, however, still staying alive. That Pocket Mercy is on him at this distance. Somehow, this is absolutely crazy. Zaxel now on the payload, contesting for as long as possible, not trying to get them any sort of free. Wow, nice right click from Zaxel onto Fitz, able to get that kill, but the rest of his team is looking kind of bleak at this point. Sinker and Zoker making a easy job out of the rest of his team there.
Yeah, without Suppose, there's just no way, no form of sustain, no form of extra res coming in. Very good push coming out from Full Send right now. An entire 4 minutes for them just to push it all the way to the end.
There you go. Full send, trying to take this re-engagement quite quickly here, but 200 MG players not letting them have that.
Looks like they've switched up. They're going to be going for Azuma on a Reinhardt. He hasn't been on the Reinhardt, right?
Not yet, no.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's going to be interesting indeed because they don't really have anyone to play under them. I mean, behind that Reinhardt. They've got that Lucio core, maybe the Ana to protect, but it's going to be interesting running Synchro and Zoker with it. Now, Zoker, I'm expecting a huge play out of that Dragon Blade sometime soon as the engagement is coming down. He's got the Mercy in his sights, not able to land those right clicks. Come on, man. You can do it. And he's looking so hard. He knows he can get it with the help of the Zuma, of course. Teamwork makes the dream work. He's going for a kill onto Flubby now into the spawn. Getting kind of aggressive, deciding not to shift in there because he would have gotten destroyed.
And they've completely just switched up their composition. Rather than Mercy, they're going to be going with an Ana, and then the Sustain is with them right now.
The Sustain is with them. The Force. Zoker looking for an opening to use his Dragon Blade. He saw the Mercy get low and his eyes lit up, but she's already out, taken out by Iron. Chuck able to take out both healers. That's absolutely huge, but it's just going to be a reset for the side of Full Send. They've still got 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock.
Uh-oh. There's a Flumby with his now Flubby not paying attention. Taken out. Either way. They do get a good contestant, but Zoker did get his Genji Blade, I believe, in that little scuffle.
That's pretty good. Maybe that Nano will be coming out from Fitz too. He should have it for this next fight. Synchro going to be sticking to McCree, so this is a fantastic Deathball comp, especially with that Zarya in the addition. I really, really like the look of it. I think we'll be able to take this quite quickly. Synchro keeping his surroundings in check, making sure no weirdos get in his way, and he's going to be dove on by D.Va, Genji, and Tracer get taken out. Unfortunate there, but Zoker gets nanoed. That blade coming out, only able to find one. Kind of a weirdly late nano. Zoker going to get smacked, though, at the end of it, and is going to go down. That really high-value ultimate gun there, man.
Yeah, a little too high. I mean, a beautiful Genji Blade, able to take out the enemy Genji Blade, but 2 ults taking out one, it was not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a win for Zaxel there. Going into this next fight, though, Rampage does have his Pulse Bomb ready. Zuma's got the Shatter, though, and the only shield that they've got on the side of 200 MG players is on that Winston. Only got like 800 health, so that's gonna be rough once they get that shield on. I want that.
And different changes. Synchro going on McCree, looks like, coming up to the point. Maybe trying to slow his enemies with the flashbang.
Yeah, hopefully get some good flashes down, get some easy kills. Zuma positioning himself now for that Shatter. Already, Jolfei is going down, and now he has all the openings in the world. Jolfei, however, holding on to that shield because he knows as soon as it goes down, that Shatter's coming as well. Iron able to pick up Chuck, not letting him remech there. Fantastic. I want to see a dive come out onto Flubby, though. I feel like he's sitting there a little too comfortably.
Yeah.
On the right side of the map.
But they don't have that type of composition anymore.
They don't have it, and that Shatter comes out, not able to find anybody. It's a huge grab, but there's no follow-up from the team. That Transcendence coming out to save the rest of the team. Synchro able to pick up Rampage. What a nice shot there. Now Synchro's holding on to this high noon. He's going to be waiting for that Reflect to go down. Exactly. Wait for the D.Va D-Mech, and hopefully get a couple of good shots here. In the backline, Fitz getting harassed by Jolfei, but he's gonna go down as well. Synchro positioning himself now for the high noon, trying to get the widest angle possible. Gets the shot down onto Rampage. Jolfei making an appearance back as he's gotten res, but he gets antied. Fantastic job there. Mercy will be dropping low. Overtime is ticked. So they should have 1 minute and...
Yeah, it's literally, it's so small, the difference.
1 minute and 1 minute and oh no, they don't get any time. 1 minute remaining because they ticked into overtime. That is unfortunate.
Literally a 1 second advantage, 1.5 second advantage on 200 MG.
That's all they need to have a real shot at being able to win this. You know, Full Send can't win this map now. They physically can't. They can draw, but that's it.
Wow, that's...
So we have to go to our 4th map. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to go to our 4th map. Maybe a 5th. The 5th is very possible now. Yeah.
This is I honestly did not expect this result at this point. It's something I was not rolling in my mind.
Yeah, no, this was playing all 5 maps on both best of 5s. Not intended, but here we are. No problem.
So the changes worked for Full Send in a way, very different. I mean, they went full 2D. They wanted to go maybe for more power. It worked, but it took them maybe more time. I'm unsure.
Yeah,
If it was the right choice.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the right choice because they had to take that couple of seconds there towards the end, like you said, to really go back, reset the comp, and they just had a slower comp overall. It's, man, and it was just a difference of 1.5 seconds that made or break. Like, that's ridiculous. Here they are now. All they have to do, all that 200 MG players have to do is take one tick, and they're running a pharmacy in addition to Rampage on that Soldier 76. So while they don't have a flanker necessarily, they've got that verticality that we've been talking about. That top right dive is coming out, but the picks are coming out in favor of Full Send. Sinker first D-Max Chuck, so that's going to be pretty big. Sinker now looking to push the site and maybe take care of this Pharah, but Rampage instead is going to be taking out their flanker. Rampage, man, still sitting up here uncontested on the high ground. Azuma can't even leave the site to try and come and get him because all they need is one tick. Rampage, fantastically done, still waiting up on this high ground, just absolutely uncontested. Now finally Azuma realizes the source of all his pain in life. Rampage, though, repositioning, makes his way downstairs, hits the Mega, gets onto the point, is able to retake overtime, gets a kill. That might be it. No, 200 MG players making their way onto the site. Jolfi dropping down very, very low, but that will be the end. Mora might be able to shift onto the site, but no, it looks like a draw coming out on our 4th map of the night. So this,
even though it said Full Send wins, I do not believe they won. Right?
Yeah, no, they didn't win. It was a draw. Draw, right?
I'm pretty sure as far as rules go, that is a draw.
Yeah. Overwatch?
Hello?
Yeah, and that's what I was asking. They capped with less than a minute, so shouldn't Full Send have gotten a minute as well? Because why did only one? I don't know. Like,
if one of them ticked into overtime, they don't get any time. So time left gets them.
Okay.
Okay.
So
now we're gonna go. Yeah.
No, yeah, as told by us, sorry, that it's going to be a full set of Koth to determine the draw. Sorry, guys. As when it came to that, for some strange reason, different patches, strange happenings, since both teams did have the same number of caps and they both ended off with the same number. No, Full Send did not win that set. So they will be going off for this draw. They'll have to do a full set of Koth to determine who wins that draw.
Absolutely. Go check out, see who's going to be winning this King of the Hill. Not sure what map it'll be on exactly.
It has to be something outside of the rotation, so not Nepal, not Illinois, and not Lijiang. So we're left with very little things. Oasis. Oasis.
Yeah.
Think of anything else.
Lijiang and Oasis. Very nice. We will be getting this match set up for you momentarily. What's up, guys? We are back. Competitive Overwatch Premiere Grand Final brought to you by Softlock. My name is Siljan Basco, and casting with me, fantastic, wonderful Mr. JJ Skywalker.
How's it going, everybody?
Yes, he is a boy, a man, and we have, I don't know if I said that, we've got Full Send up against 200 MG players. Currently, it's 2-1 in favor of Full Send, but both teams encountered a draw, so we will be going to a King of the Hill best of 3 to determine the winner of that map. And then, given the victor, if it's 200 MG players, we'll go on to our 5th map. If it's Full Send, that means they'll be the victors of this entire tournament. So let's head right on into it. If both of these teams are ready, and the map will be Lijiang Tower. Pretty good. Get Possum Torrents.
Yeah, agreed. And thank you for not talking about my Omnic past.
Your Omnic past? Were you a... Oh, yeah. I forgot. Those are the bad times.
Yeah.
The dark days.
Yeah, we are waiting on one player, though, so it will take a little bit of time, I believe, from Full Send.
Okay, cool. Cool. No problemo. Yeah, I don't know. These teams are, they've got their ups and downs, you know? And it's, they're each on their own wave, if you know what I'm saying? And then they do their own things. I really can't determine a winner.
It's hard, because I think, in a way, I can maybe understand what Full Send felt. Like, they had a buffer. This was this could have been their win, but it didn't also have to be their win, because they weren't going to automatically lose if they lost this map. So making those drastic changes at the end, it wasn't going to hurt them too bad. But I just find it so different from what they've previously played, you know? Like, it was literally like nothing they played.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like the first time that we saw a death ball come out. And you know, I've been casting a couple different Overwatch matches throughout the couple of weeks that I've been doing this thing, and death ball is rare. Like, surprisingly so. People just play dive on top of dive on top of dive, and just keep diving until one of the other dives break. Full Send to go back, pull out a death ball was smart of them, but did take a little more time. So,
yeah, especially with them winning those engages for the most part. Maybe they were scared of the respawn time, but it was an interesting change nonetheless.
Absolutely. Now, you know, because of they were able to draw and really defend that first point for that next minute, here we are, King of the Hill, man. And if Full Send take this, they'll be taking home everything. But if 200 MG take this, they'll be going on to the 4th map. I mean, 5th map?
Technically 5th, yeah.
It'll be 2-2 if 200 MG win this. Currently 2-1 in favor of Full Send, who are in the blue. Pretty easy. Looks like Azuma might be sticking to that Reinhardt, having a little change of heart between matches there, deciding not to run that Winston. But on the side of 200 MG, it looks like they're running a similar comp as well, if not a mirror, except for the Moira. That's interesting. Moira over Ana, or Ana over Moira, however you want to look at it.
Well, it looks like they're gonna both be doing Moira, maybe because of the smaller map, the extra damage going through.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, I mean, the sustain is definitely with the Ana, but here it's gonna be a lot of damage also going through.
Yeah, and you don't gotta aim, man. So Junkrat, that's why we see him so much. You just throw your grenades at like anything and you'll kill everyone eventually. There it is, Zoker opening it up with a kill, and that shield war is only gonna last for so long. So much damage coming out of these Junkrats. Iron finding that second kill as well. Full Send already having a dominant showing, even when they really had no advantage going into that fight.
Yeah, just taking out Subpose so quickly, or actually, yeah, no, taking out Subpose so quickly, it just gave them that that little push that they needed. Either way, the team's coming straight back in as fast as they can.
Here they are, 200 MG pushing on back strong. Chuck able to pick up 2. He is pretty well charged at this point. Chuck is sitting at almost 100% charge, and they've got 2 ultimates on their side. Granted, Zoker does also have his Riptire, but you know, they capped it right on back, 5%, and now Zoker's gonna be using that Riptire kind of early. Zaxel's using his Riptire too, and it gets taken out by Zoker. Ooh, nice conk-nade there.
And now we're back to the same old, after 10, after 10. These guys are going to be contesting very well against each other.
Here they are, that Moira Coalescence coming out from Flubby on the back side of the point. Sinker taking the high ground to do damage, but behind Jolfie's shield, he has no idea. Sinker getting contested and pushed off the high ground by Suppose, though, on that Lucio. Fantastically done. Full send, positioning themselves very well, using the most of Sinker's abilities to retake.
So we're finally seeing the death ball comps come out of here. Both teams equally contesting each other, even though we haven't seen it much coming out of 200 MG.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time we're seeing their death ball, and it looks like Full Send's pulling it off better. But, you know, as I say that, you take a look at the percentage board, it's only 40% to 35. So it's a very, very close game still. Sound Barrier coming out from the side of 200 MG. That speed boost. What a grab there. It's a double grab, but no one is dying. Rampage on the high ground, however, with the help of Zaxel, pulling out this fight, able to pick up 3 kills there. Zoker able to find 1, Chuck finding 2 more. Fitz is the only one left that Moira's got to contest for as long as possible, and that'll be it. 57-58% going off to the side of Full Send. Another recap comes from 200 MG.
Yeah, beautiful and completely unexpected coming out from Rampage, which is literally looked like just a straight up fight, but no, Rampage in the back line.
And
again,
this is an opening now. Yeah, this is an opening now for Full Send, picking off Moira. Sinker doing a fantastic job there. Another Coalescence coming out from Full Send. Moira fits in the back line, keeping everyone alive, making sure to do damage when that's not happening. And oh my god, you were right. Back to the 10-10. Oh my lord. Zaxel tires, Rip tires, the Lamborghini tires, whatever you want to call it. Still pulling it out though. Full Send able to find it, given that triple kill. Wow.
I suppose it's the Valkyrie, just to put it forward. That was a really good set coming out from 200 MG, but just not enough, and honestly wasted considering that they came right back.
It's just so sad having those moments where you pop off and then Mercy, you know, just makes it look like it never happened. Now they're having this shield war face to face. That Graviton Surge going to be coming out in favor of Full Send just a little bit faster and kind of late with the Conk Mine. I want to say there's Zoker, the only one caught with Izuma, actually. Izuma going to be going down. Iron going to be dropping off the map. Zoker able to pick up Rampage while he was tack vising. That's going to be huge. 95% on the board for Full Send as Zoker picks up a couple more kills. Fitz finishing it out as well. 3v3, it's quickly turning in Full Send's favor. 200 MG have to make it to the side. That grab has nobody in it. Who did you aim for?
Yeah.
Zuma shattering, getting Lucio, but no one else. Chuck needs to go down. That Zarya's been alive for far too long. Oh my god, Zuma's sliding off the wall. Another Coalescence now coming out from Fitz on the server room. Looking to do more damage than healing it with this one. Not finding the kills though. Izuma looking to recap, and Chuck able to get back on just with the sliver of percentage remaining. 96% in favor of 200 MG as they take the lead. This will be going into overtime. 99% for 200 MG as Full Send try to recontest. Zoker doing his best, trying to stay alive on the site. Jolfie is surrounded from the front and the back. Sinker's using his tack visor right into Jolfie's shield. What a smart play from that Ryan to close that distance. Sinker, no, that's from Rampage, the tack visor in the back, but there's another Ryan in his face. Rampage gonna be going down though. What a nice stick from Zoker. Good usage of its ultimate. 99% on the side of Full Send. 99 on the first point of a Koth map. Chuck able to find the kill onto Fitz, and now he makes it back onto the site. The contest is going down. Jolfie's got to get back to the site, but he gets knocked out of the way by Zuma's charge. Gets body block, makes him back, takes it back into overtime, and now Rampage is booking it, but gets shattered. That'll be the first round. Finally going over to Full Send.
Yeah, I mean, that was the longest double 99 contestation possible. There was an all-star moment for both these teams. That was it. Every single player almost shining individually, except Chuck. Sorry for that graviton. But other than that, I mean, he was still contesting very well and with high energy. And it's because of him that the point kept going, literally with almost a sliver left for Full Send to just recontest that. Wow.
Yeah, literally, there was like a sliver left, and he just got back on the site, had that self bubble, like you said, lots of energy on him, and that grab could have been huge, but nobody with it. Absolutely unfortunate. Now going into the second point of Nepal, Full Sender looking to close this one out, man. All they need is one more map point, and they've got this tournament in the bag. Taking this engagement now by the right lamppost, the poster rather. Playing very safely inside of that Winston shield. Jolfie dropping is a little bit late. Sinker going onto the backline, onto the Tracer. Still engagement coming out. Chuck able to pick up Zoker, interestingly enough, and we're seeing pharmacies appear from both sides. Rampage, it looks like most of the kills are going in favor of 200 MG at this moment. Zaxel able to pick up Fitz. Sinker already finding his ultimate, able to get that pulse bomb down. Takes up Suppose. Rampage, though, has his as well, and he's already looking for a target.
Yeah, with Suppose down so late, it didn't make so much of a difference. The DPS already got their time to shine, and they just did the rest of the damage. Full Send having to back up a little bit, and right now, not looking too bad for 200 MG when it comes to their ultimates. It looks like they're going to be getting them pretty early.
Not too bad indeed. Rampage looking for a kill on the site, playing very smartly around this middle podium. Jolfie dropping quite low there. Izuma dropping low as well. That Winston on the side of Full Send not looking too good. Iron on that D.Va, able to pick up Rampage with that bomb, but that good old Mercy res, and it looks like 200 MG are have quite the vice grip on this map point, honestly.
And they're contesting pretty far, but right now, Zaxel down. Oh, no, Zoker down. Okay. No wonder. That made more sense.
Defensive Valkyrie coming out, able to pick up Zaxel so far, but not able to find too much else. It's actually an aggressive Valkyrie. Fitz pulling that one out. Soundberry as well. Both defensive ults going down at the same time. That's a barrage. Not able to find anybody. Sinker, though, finding both supports. Izuma finding Pharah. This is the opening Full Send was looking for. That baby D.Va's going to be going over the moat and gets a rocket to the face. Tracer now making it back to the site, able to recontest, but not for much longer. Jolfie's got that primal. He doesn't pop it, opts not to. I think that might have been a misplay on his part, but Zaxel's going to be going down shortly after. Zoker uncontested in the air.
And that extra time gave him just an extra 25%.
And it could have gone longer too. Jolfie's holding on to that primal rage.
Much better.
Might have been a 99 there if he was able to pop it, but...
Oh, very true.
Now they're going in on from the right side. Full Send's looking for some engagement. Zoker is uncontested on this Pharah. There's no pressure on him whatsoever. Chuck's heading up there, trying to put some pressure on him, but you can't really do too much from the floor.
And right now, Full Send already 2 people down. No res in sight right now. Fitz getting a little bit too low for comfort.
Definitely. Iron gonna be popping that D.Va bomb onside. Rampage using that pillar, hiding out there. Onto Badger now. He's looking for a pick. Sinker, however, does have his pulse bomb, and now he's onto Rampage as well. Trying to position himself in a good spot to do some real massive amounts of damage. Gets that stick down. What in the world? Gets a stick down onto D.Va and kills Pharah with that stick. Somehow able to do that. Izuma still alive. Gets that res down onto himself from Mercy, going for the engagement onto Rampage, and it's still ticking up in favor of Full Send. Fantastically enough.
And it looks like we're going to be literally in the same position. These guys are going to go into the next attack, probably going straight into 80% for Full Send. They might have the ultimates here, as Valkyrie did come up for Flubby.
They're looking for the engagement now. 200 MG players taking a 200 MG engagement on the site. Absolutely nutty. Zoker getting 2 kills there. Flubby just making it look like it never ever happened. And now the fight is going in favor of 200 MG, man. That's just absolutely ridiculous. 2 reses now. Zoker is back up, but the rest of the team is basically down. Izuma's still alive. Mercy's still alive. Zoker's still making damage. Appears. Sinker wrapping around the site onto Mercy now, but there's no prioritization coming out from their sites, man. They're just being unorganized. Full Send looks like they're going to be losing the cap on this one. 200 MG, man, might be able to pull it out.
Yeah, and Full Send contesting it a little bit longer. A little strange considering they did give a little bit of ultimates there. Either way, there's two really hard defensive ultimates here on 200 MG with the Monkey and the Sound Barrier. So it's going to be a little bit hard for Full Send to take it away fast.
Here they are, Full Send looking for a straight-on engagement, going straight into Zaxel's rockets, and they need to get on the side. Azuma falling back, thought there was a health back there. There is not. Sinker on the Tracer on site. It's Tracer v Tracer action. Who is the better tracker at this point, really? Sinker making his way back, but they have no point presence. It's not looking too good for Full Send. Their numbers are dwindling down as well, and it looks like the second map point might be going straight on over to 200 MG players.
Yeah, all.
Yeah,
With yeah, agreed. Like they as like said on the sidelines, these guys are not quitting. They're pushing at each other with literally everything have. They're up to the end. It was literally the support game with that Diva ult from Chuck coming out all the way up to the end. It got Lucio out of the way. Mercy had nobody to Guardian Angel to because the rest of the team was on the other side. She had to walk to the point, taken out immediately, 0 sustain, and that's literally what won it up until the end. 99-99 again for both teams.
Here it is. It's make it or break it on this last point of Lijiang Tower. This is going to be absolutely ridiculous as Full Send look at this map point and really take home tournament in their names. But if they're unable to do it and 200 MG do take this map from under them, they will be going into a 5th map. And if I'm not wrong, I think the last one's Dorado. I was going to say Lijiang Tower again. Ha! But the engagement is coming straight onto the point. Full Send looking for a Badger's doing an amazing amount of damage to Jolfi. Zoker going in to pick that up. Sinker able to DMAC Chuck. This is already huge. Both tanks already down. I want to call this fight already in favor of Full Send, but we've seen Zaxel do some crazy things on this fair before.
Yeah, Fluffy is, yeah, with him going straight off the map. There's no DPS coming out on there, and though Farah is still up in the sky doing her contestation.
Here they come. 200 MG sending in their Winston. Oh, Badger not able to get that sound barrier down. Gets killed midair. That is unfortunate. That means his sound barrier will be gone. Not available at all. And it looks 200 MG coming back very, very strong. Able to take that in no time whatsoever.
Yeah, even though 200 MG did not do very well in the first contest, and their ultimates are looking much, much better at this current point right now. And they're going to have a lot of stuff a little bit quicker than Full Send, sorry.
Absolutely, 200 MG players kind of relaxed here, holding this choke pretty nicely, diving in very far. Chuck is getting a little crazy for my liking, but that's a-okay. 200 MG players are still taking it up, and they will be reaching 29% as well, surpassing Full Send momentarily now. Full Send looking to group, but they keep getting staggered, man. Just group up and spawn.
Yeah, either way, it did take them 2 ultimates in that case, and it took Full Send 1 ultimate in that fight, so they just need to gather up a little bit more, and I imagine they're going to go in for the next one. Either way, one team does have Valkyrie, so sorry, one team does have Valkyrie, so it's going to be a little bit harder for Full Send.
Pushing around main now, so it's not as easy of a choke, but still a choke. Now they're trying to get that dive down. Zoker in the back line gets absolutely wrecked as soon as he pulls out that Dragon Blade. Sinker throwing out that pulse bomb, not connecting with anything. That Barrage able to find 1 healer. That's pretty big, but Sinker, man, what a nutter. Able to get 2 kills back to back, demecking the Diva, killing the Lucio. Now he's looking for more. Wrapping around the site, coming from the backline, paired with this Winston, the dynamic duo once again. Zaxel going down, but he's got his eyes on Mercy. Sinker doing a fantastic job. Now he's got to get the kill on the Winston, and it does come out. Fantastic coordination there. Rampage, the only one left, misses the contest there by just a split second.
And beautiful. Azuma literally was about to just disappear with the Tracer Bomb, but used his ultimate to tank it. Immediately just mitigated a huge amount of damage from his team.
Looks like 200 MG are not messing around, going straight to the point this time, actually opting for a fight in the courtyard where they have that Pharah providing aerial cover for them. That sound barrier on the site, aggressive, very nice. Pulse bomb and a shift through from Zoker. Very, very nicely done. Full Send will be taking the second engagement pretty handily.
Yeah, and Zoker trying his best to take out Zaxel up in the sky, but he gets booped off. Zaxel trying to get this as best as he can. No hit scan against the mix up for D.Va, but he does.
Oh my god, did you see that?
Yeah.
Holy, wow. Sinker dashing off the map, able to get that Pharah. Jeez, I hope you can clip that, someone. You know, one of you 14 people watching. Clips are good, man. Your viewership's all good stuff. Now Full Send holding very aggressively, holding this choke. Looks like 200 MG are trying to go left and straight to site. Here they go. That D.Va Bomb is coming out. Zoker able to pick up Zaxel already with that Dragon Blade. That's already a huge pick. All that aerial superiority gone. Izuma able to pick up Mercy. Gone. Iron picking up Winston. Gone. Full Send looking to take this one home. They've got 99% on the board. Gone. That sound barrier coming out from Suppose, and he gets taken out. Unfortunate. It looks like Full Send, man, will be your victors of this match, will be your victors of the tournament, and will be your victors of the competitive Overwatch Premier Alliance.
Congrats and well fought, man. That was they were still up to percentage all the way up to the end.
Absolutely well fought. It was neck and neck all the way. It was way more close than I could have ever possibly imagined, and probably one of the better matches that we've had the opportunity to cast, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. I've never had the opportunity to cast a 10% map.
Yeah, that is ridiculous, you know. Pulling out all the stops. That was ridiculous. I went on for a couple hours there, but you guys have your new victors. You guys can go follow them on Twitter. I don't know if you can actually do that, but no, you definitely want to. Let's get a POC champion chat for Full Send, guys. Thank you so much for popping out and watching. Give a big shout out to Softlock and our producer Polar Bear for being an awesome dude and doing all this. Yeah.
Without him, we'd be lost completely.
He does provide us many, many good years. Tweet. But yeah, thank you so much for staying with us. I just like lost my brain. Thank you for staying up with us tonight. I've been your host, Jim Basco. Alongside me, of course, none other than the great old JJ Skywalker.
Yeah, and I mean, thanks a bunch. I enjoyed casting with you, man. Definitely. I mean, it's later in the day already. We've been pushing. I mean, if these guys are tired,
yeah,
I imagine you are as well, man. You've been pushing it forward, but
you too, bro. You got it. Me and you, man. We got this easy. We make things look good. How we do it? Soft lock. Yeah. We're gonna go now. We love you. We hope you have a fantastic. We hope you enjoy the stream.
See you guys.